parents, alumni, and fans to today's game between the visiting Chargers of Veterans Memorial High School and your Fighting Bloodhounds. We welcome the Chargers and their fans to St. Joseph Academy and hope that they enjoy their short stay here. While the game will prove to be very competitive and exciting, let us all keep in mind the principles of good sportsmanship and mutual respect.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another broadcast here on Rio Sports Live as we are coming to you tonight in Brownsville, Texas, as it's our game of the week here on Rio Sports Live, brought to you in part by Pronto Insurance. And it's a big matchup on a crosstown rivalry, private school, public school. St. Joseph at home taking on Brownsville Veterans Memorial. Next to me is Kevin Naro assisting on the broadcast tonight. Kevin, atmosphere, we could feel it when we got here, and it's certainly ramped up now, just less than 10 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, this is a playoff atmosphere in the month of September, and this place has been buzzing since we got here at 5. And I was not expecting for this place to have that many people 2.5 hours before game time, but you pulled up, and you can just tell that this game means a lot to the community, not only for Brownsville St. Joe, but for Brownsville veterans, because of just the ties that everyone knows everyone on each side, from the veteran side to the St. Joe side. So there's a lot of close-knit people between these two, and this is a game that's been it's been in the making for the last 5 or 6 years. St. Joe has always wanted to play veterans. Veterans has always wanted to play St. Joe, but for whatever reason, because of scheduling, timing, availability, they weren't able to play this football game. So it's a highly anticipated matchup, and I know when the schedule came out and we saw BVM was on the schedule, St. Joe was on the schedule, we were like, aha, finally, St. Joe and veterans are going to play.
And it's been a game that's been in the making for years, just for the simple competition between the players, and they live close enough, Kevin. They're familiar with each other. There have been players that have went from one school to the other and back over the years, and just all the recipe is for a lights-out competitive game in which both teams will be highly motivated. They're going to go through the playing of the school songs. Again, it's a packed house. Brownsville veterans on the visiting side brought the band, brought the dance team, brought everybody from Brownsville that isn't at Sam Stadium tonight, which we're broadcasting there. But tonight it's here at the home of the Fighting Bloodhounds of St. Joe. We'll be back with more. The pregame show continues right here on Rio Sports Live.
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
Do everything with
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
Insurance for all your
Barato.
needs. You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
I'm out.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We are the Border Cowgirls and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy one barbacoa taco and get one free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We're the San Bernardino Baby Trojans and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Back here on our pregame show here from Brownsville, St. Joseph, playing of the school songs taking place right now, Brownsville veterans. Kevin, about an hour ago, it looked like there was a small crowd arriving for Brownsville veterans. Not the case as we take a look over there right now.
Yeah, I looked at my watch. I said we still got about an hour to go, and fully anticipating a sellout crowd. They sold about around 1,500 tickets when I was talking with Katie, and this is as packed as this place has been in quite some time. And, you know, that's what Luigi Cristiano was telling me. He's like, don't you just love this environment? I said, yeah. I said, it's been a while since there's been this kind of buzz here at Canales Field.
Right now they're playing the St. Joseph school song. And that PA announcer right behind us has his speaker blaring right on top of us, and he was squelching it out a couple of times during his testing. I hope he's got it all dialed in. If not, you're going to hear some terrible noises coming through our headsets here tonight. You'll also hear a big crowd, and it is big, Kevin. I've been on this home side a lot of times. I'm not sure I've ever been here with this many people on the home side. You said 1,500 seats. Well, it may be more because this place is packed on this side with a lot of familiar faces as you look around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then if you notice to our left on the south side, there's they added bleachers back there as well.
Now that sunshine will go away, my friends. We're 7:30 kickoff, and that'll be with us for about maybe 10 minutes into this game, if that. And that's on the traditional clock, not the game clock. So that'll go away early in the first quarter. Otherwise, that's the only blemish on the broadcast as we continue to scan our cameras throughout what is a great atmosphere for high school football. And I know when Tino Villarreal took a look at this game, he circled it as one of the big ones. And I'm not quite sure he was expecting to be 2-0. I know he knew he was going to be better than last year, but they're 2-0, Kevin. Brownsville Veterans comes in here. Both teams want to win. Let's break this game down and what the keys are.
Yeah, starting with St. Joe, I think the keys for them is to start fast. You got to put Brownsville Veterans behind the sticks early. And what I mean by that is because Brownsville Veterans comes in with that triple option. They're going to want to limit Brownsville St. Joe's possession. So I think it's very important for St. Joe to start fast, score early, and then defensively they got to fill the gaps. They got to tackle first time up, especially when you get that you're either going to go dive, pitch, option. I think we're good at the national anthem, right?
We'll continue that breakdown right after this.
Opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
We are the Red Lake Raiders, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and/or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
Back here, Brownsville St. Joseph, they played the national anthem, and Kevin, the place just about erupted after that, and we haven't even had a single play. Let's continue that breakdown of this game. You talked early about some of the things that have to happen. Let's continue the breakdown here on the pregame.
So start fast, start early. If you're St. Joe, you need to get on the board early and get BVM out of their comfort zone. Defensively, fill the gaps. It's very hard to simulate a triple option the way Brownsville Veterans has. You got to get your best player involved, and that's Adrian Del Pozo. You're going to see him out of the backfield. You're going to see him out of the receiving game. You're going to see him in the kick return. So for St. Joe, start fast, tackle, fill the gaps, feed DP, and control your emotions. And I put that an exclamation point. It's in a very emotional football game. Control your emotions. On the flip side, for Brownsville Veterans, manage the clock, limit St. Joe to their possessions on offense. Don't turn the football over. We saw this team march right down the field 3 different times in the second half. They turned it over each of the 3 times. And there you go. You're getting the boos. Yeah.
That was the Brownsville Veterans Chargers, and now here come the St. Joe Bloodhounds. And listen to the crowd. I don't need to say anything. You'll hear it.
Yeah, you gotta love it. You know, they broke out the fireworks, the dry ice. But yeah, so control the clock, limit the turnovers, and limit the big plays for Brownsville veterans.
Our pregame show brought to you in part by Pronto Insurance, which is the main reason why we now have a game of the week. Also, Luke Perugia Motors, who's back in business doing marketing with us. Also, the city of San Benito, Josh Moody Loans, the city of South Padre Island. And we have room for a couple more, my friends. You can be a part of what we're doing here on Rio Sports Live. As we transition from the pregame show, we head into our broadcast. And Kevin, they had the coin flip early on. Even the first possession of this ball game could tell the story of how we're looking for the first half to play out.
No, I think so, and especially for Brownsville veterans, you know, they're going to have to, let's see, I think they deferred, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they deferred. So for St. Joe, you got to strike first. And why not go on a deep ball first if I'm St. Joe?
No, Brownsville Veterans wants the ball first. They're getting the football.
I did catch them winning the toss, so forgive us for that. So if you're Brownsville Veterans right now, you're going to want to take this football, milk as much time as you can, establish that rushing attack early, and again, just limit St. Joe to their possessions and limit the big plays.
One of the things I saw that impressed me with the Brownsville Veterans in a loss was the fact that they were able to go physical with San Benito. And most teams can't, Kevin, year by year. But they were certainly capable of going physical. How will that play out? We'll see. Opening kickoff ready to go. St. Joe kicking. And away we go out of the south end zone. It's an onside kick fielded by Brownsville Veterans. Was that a gamble, Kevin? Or was that a design just to see if you catch them off guard?
No, I think that's designed right now. Again, you know, Tino is known for that, kind of surprising with some onside kicks. No surprise there. But on the flip side, for Brownsville Veterans, you know, they're going to have very good starting field position right around the 50. So you're going to see this triple option, and it's 2 unique. You know, you're going to see the spread, you're going to see the triple option from Brownsville Veterans, and I think this is a very important drive right out of the gate just to settle the butterflies, settle the emotions for BVM.
On the flip side, if you do give a team a short field to work with, they can't keep a lot of time off the clock if they march it down and score. First possession of the ball game, first play, running play. Left-hand side, that'll be about a 4-yard gain. And you're going to see a multitude of ball carriers. This is Reese Sampaio, the quarterback, on the read, and a 4-yard gain.
And see, with these communities being so close-knit, Reese Sampaio was the ball boy growing up here at St. Joe, so he knows Canales Field just as anybody for Brownsville Veterans.
Chargers with the ball. We're in the first quarter here. Multiple duties here in the stands. You ever seen a 2-man game that needed to be a 5-man game? Well, here we are in the bleachers here. Running play right side. A big hole opens up for Brian Chavez. He's out across the 35, and that's a first down.
Yep, Brian Chavez, he's a 2-way player at the linebacker position, and expect him to be that physical back out of the backfield for Brownsville Veterans. And he's one of the guys that I circled, and he had 53 yards last week, or excuse me, in week 1.
Good enough for a 15-yard gain, another first down for the Brownsville Veterans Chargers, and they'll run it again. Same handoff, and here he comes again. Chavez rumbles through down to about the 25-yard line. That's near first down yardage, a 9-yard gain.
You know, for St. Joe, they haven't been tested as far as the physicality goes. And they're going to be tested up front with this offensive line and with the running style that Chavez brings.
That's what I said about the game of San Benito. That's what impressed me out of the gate, how physical they were. They responded to San Benito with physical right back at you. Now it's a 2nd and 1, and this is a beautiful spot for Brownsville Veterans. A lot of things option up here. They hand it off instead. It's to Chavez. He just rumbles ahead. Hey, the running game's working. Let's keep it there. He gains 4 more. That's another first down.
And you're seeing them just establishing the dive, because it's going to go dive, keep, option for Brownsville Veterans, and that's what you saw 2 weeks ago against San Benito. Once they established that dive, then they would use Sampaio outside and give him the option whether to tuck it or pitch it.
3 carries now for 31 yards for Chavez on the opening drive after taking the opening kickoff on a short kick. and half the field to work with. Brownsville Veterans now operating in the red zone right at the 20. On a first down play, they'll hand it off. It's Chavez again. He bounds forward off the tackler, down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal coming up.
And again, this is a very good drive for Brownsville Veterans.
Well, you know, Kevin, all week that Tino was talking to his troops about get ready for these options, get ready for these big guys up front blocking, and he even talked about it off camera. It's hard to prepare for that, and the first time out you see it, and now we see how they respond. Now it's first and goal for Brownsville Veterans. Sampaio, the quarterback, keeps it, runs right side, dives into the end zone, and he's there for the touchdown.
Touchdown Chargers.
And
Brownsville Veterans, go ahead.
I know that's exactly what Coach Kelly Lee wanted, and they were able to take advantage of a short field, so that gamble didn't pay off early on. But that's just the bread and butter of Brownsville Veterans right there, and they're going for two, Joe.
Take a look at the replay after the plays. 2-point conversion. Before that, here come the penalty flags. I think the coaching staff may have even caught the team off guard by calling that 2-point conversion. We had a false start. So we had an onside kick. And then bang, bang, bang in 6 plays. Brownsville Veterans marches it 51 yards, all on the ground. Score, now look for a conventional extra point as they have to kick it.
Yeah, the swinging gate. You know, 2 weeks ago, week 1, St. Joe struggled to stop the run with Solak out of against Brownsville Lopez. And it wasn't until that second half.
Kicker's Roman Rea, and he puts it up, and it is through. 7-0 your score. Brownsville Veterans on top, and St. Joe will get the football. Kevin talked about St. Joe having a big start. We'll see how they respond to a 7-0 deficit. This is Rio Sports Live.
For quality care, contact Mesquite Home Health and Attendant Services today. In Brownsville at 594 Jose Marti Boulevard. Call today, 956-361-5558.
We here at Mesquite want to wish all local athletes good luck in today's game.
We're the Happy Birthday to Bobcats, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
Hi. Back here, we'll take a quick return back to the game. And Kevin, keys to the game, we talked about Brownsville St. Joseph having a fast start. Try to maybe get Brownsville Veterans playing from behind. Now, St. Joe's first possession. It's time to respond and perhaps set the tone that this could be a shootout.
And they can do it very quickly, and they got Kiko De La Garza and Adrian Del Pozo getting ready to return this kick.
Brownsville Veterans to kick it off, and away it goes. That's a short kick down around the 20-yard line, fielded there. St. Joe will call a fair catch on that.
That is Anwar Joby's the one who called for the fair catch.
Wow.
And he wasn't going to be the return man. It was going to De La Garza. I didn't know you could do that. Because right now St. Joe's confused just as much as I am, because Joby threw his hand up, but the ball went behind him and into Kiko's hands.
So here come the St. Joe offense, led by Ethan Gallegos, and they'll open it up. You won't see the traditional double tight end set, double wing set formation. You'll see receivers all over this field. And Gallegos will not dare take a snap under center. If he does, we'll be shocked as anyone. He stands in the backfield right now. To his right side is J.P. Vidaldi. Play for the Bloodhounds, running left side, and they'll have to get something out of nothing, and out of bounds goes Gallegos. Pressure up front, Kevin.
Yeah, Christian De La Garza up front. He just beat his man and forced Gallegos and flushed him out left, and then good coverage in the secondary. So Vidaldi's going to be their guy out of the backfield. He could do a little bit of everything, come out of the slot, come out of the backfield in the passing game.
2nd and 10 as Gallegos was fortunate enough to get back to the line of scrimmage. Has a little more time here. Rifles a pass that's tipped and picked off by the Chargers. Down the left side. Interception. First and goal coming up.
Yeah, the old tip drill. Roman Brena, the sophomore. Right place, right time. And right now, Brownsville Veterans, Joe, they just landed a left hook.
We'll take a look on the replay screen. You'll see it. It was a ball delivered, receiver off his hands, and that's where a quarterback looks up and is like, oh my goodness, I hit him in the hands, and now I got to become a tackler. First and goal coming up for Brownsville Veterans, and this game has changed complexion in a hurry. Less than 3 minutes in, Brownsville Veterans already up 7-0, and now the offense back on the field in the first and goal. Ball just inside the 10 at the 9. Sampaio sends a man in motion. Now he takes a look at the sidelines, and this is by design as well. Plenty of time on the play clock. We're still at 15. As the Chargers have the ball for a second time, trying to capitalize off of the turnover. Sampaio takes it, hands it off, and up the middle. This time they stop Chavez after a short gain, but Chavez so far has been a man to handle. 5 carries now in the game for 45 yards.
You know, we talked about St. Joe getting off to a fast start and putting the run-heavy offense out of their comfort zone, and now Brownsville veterans, if they can punch this in, they can control the tempo.
Sampaio is going to keep it, hand it off again on the read, right up the gut, and that is a touchdown. Brownsville veterans in the end zone again. Went back to Chavez. He didn't need much, Kevin. He got 7, and that's enough for a touchdown. And Brownsville veterans, you said they landed a left hook. They just comboed that with a right, and it's a 13-0 game in the blink of an eye here at St. Joe. Extra point again as Roman Reyna. He booms it away, and it is no good. Well, that's the first chink in the armor for Brownsville veterans. Otherwise, everything that they wanted to do, they've done. They lead 13-0. They'll kick off again right after this.
New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I helped to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
We're the Hot South Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
We're the Mission Lady Eagles, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
Josh Moody Loans is one of our marketing partners here on Real Sports Live. Kevin, you talked about controlling emotions. Is panic an emotion?
It is, and right now they don't look intimidated. They just look a little scattered. And I know it's just a couple of plays offensively for St. Joe, but
kickoff underway. This time it's a deep kick, returnable for the St. Joe. They'll pitch it, and they'll try to bring it still up the middle of the field. They get a block through a tackler, but still not to the 25-yard line. On the return that time for St. Joe was Adrian Del Pozo. Kevin, we hope if you're on the Brownsville St. Joe side, which we are sitting, they're hoping to hear his name a lot.
yeah, that was Reese Sampaio, Joe, the quarterback that went out and made that tackle against Adrian Del Pozo. So, I mean, these guys play Xbox together. So, I mean, how much does this game mean to veterans to have their quarterback out there playing special teams, making tackles?
Gallegos takes a snap, hands the ball off, running play. St. Joe, this is a big gain. Out across the 27 to 29-yard line. And St. Joe on the ground. That's Vidaldi on the carry, and he'll credit him for a 7-yard gain. Whistle blows. St. Joe was trying to go up-tempo. Kevin, is this team capable of going the up-tempo styles that we saw the Kai Money teams go, or are they just behind that as far as tempo?
They can play to that tempo. Can they play to that level? I'm not sure yet because it's a very young group, but can they go to that tempo? Absolutely. And that just goes back to the spring. And DP said it well on Wednesday's show that they were able to build that chemistry with Ethan Gallegos.
Second down after a 5-yard penalty against St. Joseph. Gallegos now faces second and call it 7 yards to go. High snap, he'll take it. Now he'll sling a pass. That's tipped. That is considered an incomplete pass, and another tip ball. Pressure, Kevin, coming up the middle.
And right now they're just trying to get Adrian Del Pozo involved in this football game. But on the plus side, for St. Joe, there's so many weapons that they can use. But in order to get this offense going, it goes through Adrian Del Pozo. And, Joe, this is a big 3rd and 7. I know it's early, but you just got punched in the mouth, and you need to come up with something here if you're St. Joe.
A couple of first downs, if nothing else. It's 3rd and 7. Gallegos hands it on. No, drops back. Nice ball fake. He has a man wide open down the left side, and he finds him. Caught. And extra yards after the catch. Middle of the field to the 40. St. Joe on the run. 35-30. Big game.
That's the freshman, Andre Cristiano, and that ball, Joe, just stuck up there for forever, and St. Joe went to their bag of tricks.
How about a 42-yard completion on a 3rd and 7 and a drive changer if nothing else, and it happened so fast that the chain gang is having trouble catching up there. Well, this table is against me. And Brownsville Veterans calls a timeout, Kevin, after giving up the big play. We'll be right back after this.
I love what I do. I really
love what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Traigo 100 kilos de ropa, lo que se me antoja, dinero en el banco. Muchas me andan criticando, pues traigo carrazos que como le hago. Tengo aseguro del bueno, pronto y flexible y sale barato. Es mi corrido humilde, que no se te olvide que me ando ahorrando.
Pregúntale a tu agente cómo ahorrar con Pronto, porque más barato, nadie.
Back here at Rio Sports Live, timeout call by Brownsville Veterans. We're in the first quarter of play, 7:27 to go. And the St. Joe Bloodhounds have it first down. Gallegos wants to throw, slings a pass right-hand side, caught by Del Pozo. He gets to the right side, gets near the 20-yard line, and that's about a 9-yard gain.
So on that last play, you saw Cristiano come down with that big catch, and right there, Joe, he lands a perfect block, just enough to where Del Pozo can set up and kick it into his second gear.
So after having the first pass intercepted, second pass tipped, Gallegos is connected on two. Running play right side. This time the Chargers are there, but running through a would-be tackler near first down yardage is Vidaldi. Looks like he's about a half yard short.
Yeah, they're going to need Vidaldi to be big tonight, especially out of the backfield.
Try to manage this clock again, doing more duties than you could think. There's a pass play right side and pressure coming, and now the big play happened, Kevin, but suddenly it's fourth down, and you need another one if you're St. Joseph.
Yeah, no, they're going for it, but Christian Delegarza got right in the face of Gallegos. Del Pozo was open, just the pressure right off the bat, getting in front of Gallegos' face, forced him to miss, and now St. Joe's going to go to some substitutions.
Bring in some extra personnel. Coming into the game is Alejandro Garcia, a sophomore, lines up as a tight end on the left-hand side. Receivers to the short side of the field. Gallegos hands it off, running left side, and that's not going to get it. Brownsville Veterans turns it over on downs with a big stop.
That is a huge stop because you consider the last 5 minutes, and when St. Joe got that big play, said, okay, here they come, they can answer back. They went to Ian Meyer, a freshman, one of the few freshmen on this team. A gamble there, Joe, that you got to get the ball to 2-1, especially on fourth down.
Brownsville Veterans brings the offense out. If you're just joining us, they scored on the first possession, marching at 51 yards, all on the ground. Got a turnover and scored on a short possession on 2 plays. Here we are, first down as they take over at their own 23-yard line. And Reese Sampaio, with 6:31 to go here in the first quarter, drops back to pass. This is Montoya the pass. He'll swing it right side. That's going to be caught for a first down. Jerry Gomez, and they switch quarterback. Montoya, the sophomore, delivers that pass.
Yeah, that'll be one of maybe 5 times you'll see veterans throw the football.
Michael Montoya completes the pass. This time they'll run it right-hand side, and Montoya's on his horse, breaking tackles down the sideline. First down on a big play.
Wow, Montoya was just lowering his shoulder. He was just leveling guys. And Joe, this is a drive that started at their own 22, and now that's a 30-yard run, and they're at the 35. And again, I'll go back to week 1 where St. Joe struggled with the running game with Slovak from Lopez.
First down play for the Chargers. They'll slow it down just a bit as far as waiting for the snap. Montoya stays in at quarterback. Remember, he's a sophomore, my friends. Takes a snap here on a read. Takes it, keeps it, left side. Running through tacklers again. Has a block. Runs through another tackler. He's got another first down, Montoya.
I mean, he's playing bully ball right now with the St. Joe defense.
Seeing it on the right side of your screen, the replay. Talk about waiting for blocks. He waited for blocks, and then he just literally ran through that would-be tackler and moves the chains for Brownsville veterans. And they're in a red zone situation in the 15-yard line of Brownsville St. Joseph. And nothing seems to be stopping them at this point in time in the game. Michael Montoya taking over at quarterback on the drive. Hands it off up the middle. That's going to be a good 6-yard gain as Brian Chavez again has been a tough man to bring down.
And again, you want to control that clock. You're seeing it at 5:35 right now on the clock.
Thought that was Chavez. Was that another tailback in the game? It was. That was
Jaime
Martinez on that carry. It looked like Chavez as far as gaining yards as he gained 7 on the carry. Chargers, 2nd and now 1. Handoff right side again. It's going to be Chargers into the end zone. Touchdown. Jaime Martinez.
With a 6-yard line for the Chargers.
And Kevin, we talked about long sustained drives, a potential enemy against Brownsville St. Joseph. These aren't long sustained drives, Kevin, but they are punishing on the scoreboard.
They're not long sustaining drives just yet, but they're very physical. And just up front right now, Brownsville veterans is controlling the trenches.
Another extra point. They'll fake it, swing a pass right side, and overthrown incomplete. They've missed 2 extra points. They haven't missed on anything on the offensive end. Brownsville veterans up 19. Kickoff coming up right after this.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy 1 barbacoa taco and get 1 free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
Extended break there, but Brownsville St. Joseph has the ball to start a drive at the Brownsville veterans 49-yard line. And they'll run it left-hand side. Gallegos tries to run through a tackler. He will not get back to the line of scrimmage. All right, I talked about it earlier. It wasn't panic time. But if you're St. Joseph, you can ill afford to not get some points on the board this drive, Kevin, I would think.
No, you need something. Field goal, touchdown, you need something. It's 19-0, and some semi-breaks with them missing the extra point and failing on the 2-point try.
Pressure, Gallego steps up. Now he's pressured again, slings a pass right side. That's caught. Yards after the catch, driving forward to near the 40-yard line. A catch by Vinaldi. And 3rd and 3 coming up on a 7-yard gain.
And it just feels like every 3rd down St. Joe is going to face is going to be big from here on out. It's 3rd and 3. It's very manageable for St. Joe.
Is it 4-down territory, even though you're at the 41 in the first quarter?
It is.
Gallegos takes it, hands it off. Left-hand side, Vidaldi trying to get there, dives forward. We're going to wait for the spot. It looks like he may have got it in the end.
Yeah, that last little dive there from Vidaldi, they're going to give him the spot. But I tell you what, Joe, if the score was tied or if St. Joe was up, they'd still be going for it on 4th down. They'd still be going for it on 4th down. They didn't give him the spot.
They marked him short by about a quarter of a yard. And this If the third down play was big, how big is this? Gallegos seeing a blitz coming up the middle. Takes it, drives forward. Now we'll wait for another spot. He might not have got it, Kevin.
That's close. That's close. I think he got just enough.
It came down to a stretch. They stopped the clock, and the officials look to the sideline. Brownsville veterans obviously pointing that it's their ball. St. Joseph is saying it's our ball. The official says, let's determine it the old-fashioned way and bring out the chain gang. Kevin, looks like he's about a no short. I'm eyeing it.
Well, you see, the head judge from where we're at looks like they're giving him a good spot.
Obviously, you can see our camera is blocked from the true placement of the ball. Now we'll get a little bit better view. You see the nose of the football. That's not the nose we're concerned with as far as establishing is this enough for a first down or not. It's the other nose on the Brownsville veterans side of the football field here in the first quarter. Here come the chain gang. And now you're asking the officials to walk a straight line coming down to place that ball down. They're going to stretch a change. You'll hear the reaction. And it's short.
Wow.
Short of the first down, the Chargers will take over on down.
Wow, on 3rd and 2, I mean, it looked like he got it from up here. He got one, and then on 4th and 1, so 2 drives, Joe, Brownsville veterans defense steps up, and they force a turnover on downs. And it's just about making a statement, and right now, you know, we knew BVM was physical, and right now they're displaying everything we talked about here in this first quarter, which feels like eternity for everyone here on the St. Joe side.
Montoya comes back in to run the quarterback duties for another drive. He got him into the end zone last time out. A very fast drive. Takes it, hands it off right side. Just a short gain, maybe stop for no gain.
Number 14, tackling Chavez.
Jose Chavez on the, well, let's see who that carry was.
Gain of a yard.
It's tough when they got all these ball carriers. I think it was Valdez. Give him a gain of a half yard. 2nd down and long. We haven't said that much for Brownsville veterans. Pitch out, left side. And that's blown up. Big play by the Bloodhounds.
That's Lucas Cristiano right there just blowing that play up. And now, if you're St. Joe, we're at a point in this first quarter where your defense is going to need to step up and make a play and try and get some kind of momentum back. It's 3rd and 10, and you got an opportunity to potentially force a 4th down and possibly get good field position for your offense.
3rd down play for the Chargers. They'll look to pass. Rolling right-hand side. A lot of time. Delivers it. Overthrows. Incomplete pass. And the St. Joe Bloodhounds spark a little life into these homestands.
Yeah, it's a quick 3 and out. That's exactly what St. Joe needed. And that's a good play call right there from Brownsville veterans. Just go to the bootleg. He was looking for his guy downfield, Nick Tovar. Well, I know we don't say their receivers' names too much, but Tovar is one of their go-to guys in the passing game. He's a big-bodied wide receiver. And now if you're BVM, you got to just play it conservative here. You cannot give Del Pozo an opportunity to beat you, so maybe look for a coffin punt or some kind of punt away from Del Pozo. They don't want to give him any opportunity.
He's one of those guys that is capable of returning it and really bringing this home crowd back to life. The snap and whistles.
Probably going to be a false start.
Delay a game. Number 12 on the offense.
Delay a game. They didn't get the snap off. They were shocked it's the first time they had to worry about a punt situation for Brownsville veterans. Outgaining St. Joe thus far 139 yards in the ball game, 124 all on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns. Also, they forced the game's only turnover, but now the Chargers have to punt. Punter given lots of time. They're trying to set up a return. Del Pozo lets that bounce. It takes a BVM bounce, and look at this. All the way down inside the 12-yard line, down to around the 11.
Miners going for the Bloodhounds on the 10-yard line.
That is a heck of a punt. And, you know, just right now, everything going Brownsville veterans' way. So now St. Joe's got about 90 yards of real estate in front of them.
It was years ago that I was here at a Brownsville St. Joe game against a Rio Hondo team, and they jumped out on top of the Bobcats, and I said at that time, well, the one thing that you're scared of is the Bobcats can now open up every play in the playbook, and they did. Came back and won the ball game. We'll see if St. Joe opens up even more of the bag of tricks, and they possess a lot. They'll shift. 5 receivers set here. Empty backfield for Gallegos. Drops back, looks, hit as he throws, tipped and incomplete.
That throw just behind Lucas Cristiano, but I tell you what, Joe, got that on the replay there.
I didn't.
Nope. Throw a little behind him, but a catch that Lucas usually makes, and if he catches it.
You like Gallegos, he stood in there, he took a heavy hit, had to be assisted up after that incomplete pass. Stops the clock with 2:03 remaining here in the first quarter still. 19-0 is the score, Brownsville Veterans up. Gallegos with a man in motion, will hand it off on a trap left side. That goes nowhere. Loss of 3 on the play, nobody biting on the fake. Brownsville Veterans now sets up 3rd and long.
Yeah, you're in dangerous territory here if you're St. Joe, because you're looking at a 3rd and long and you're pinned at your own 10. Let's see if Veterans will decide to bring a disguised blitz.
Right now they're showing everyone back. No blitz. They're going to rely on pressure up front. Looking to throw. Gallegos has a man wide open down the right-hand side, and it's incomplete. That would have been a huge gain. Lucas Cristiano. Kevin wants that back. Take a look at the replay. Look how open he was.
And Lucas is as sure-handed a receiver as St. Joe has, and Gallegos put that one right on the money.
He catches that, he's still running. Now it's an incomplete pass, stops the clock, punting time for St. Joseph, and the punter stands in his end zone. Brownsville Veterans return man stands back at the Brownsville St. Joe 40. And if they get this ball near Gilbert Trio, he can make a big play. They kick it away from him. He wants to pick it up, he does. Brings it out across the 40, makes a man miss, gets into St. Joe territory at the 45, to the left side of the 40, got a block to the 30. Here's a penalty flag, this is coming back. That block that he waited for was a hold. So with 1:07 to go, it's not going to be as good a field position as Brownsville Veterans thought, Kevin, but still up 19. In your opponent's territory is a good drive start.
Right, yeah, that's going to be a hold against Veterans. You know, you saw the last drive, St. Joe was able to come up with a stop.
And you go back and you start circling the what-if plays, and you get the stop, and then the Cristiano makes a catch there. We're still talking about St. Joe possibly having points on the board. At the minimum, they've got the ball still. And now that defense has to come back out again. A timeout is called with 1:07 to go in the first quarter. That was just long enough for the teams to let the officials mark the ball.
Well, they're not just misses, they're big misses, and that had big play capability, and that was a key for Veterans, was to limit the big plays for St. Joe. And I mean, outside of the trick play to Andre Cristiano, St. Joe hasn't put together much offense.
First down play for the Chargers. They bring back in quarterback. They'll hand it off right side. That's about a 6-yard gain. Carrying the ball that time is Gilbert Trio, the sophomore.
Is it just me? This first quarter feels very long.
They'll call a penalty on that, so mark that gain away. Move the chains backwards, and now Brownsville Veterans is in their territory. 1st and 20 indeed is big enough for St. Joe's defense to try to build off of that. Brownsville Veterans trying to capitalize. They want to just keep the pressure applied, up 19. They'll hand off right side and get back to the 50-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. Chavez on the carry. Chavez now with 8 carries has 66 yards in the game. 2nd and 12. Clock running here in the first quarter. We're about to run out. Brownsville veterans will have to take another snap. Right now, Sampaio is back in at quarterback. We've seen Sampaio. We've also seen Montoya as they've been going dual quarterbacks. Sampaio going to keep it. Fakes the pitch. What a fake. Takes it left-hand side. Got a block. Gets inside the 30. Steps out of bounds. That's enough for a first down.
When you can fake like that, that just tells you that everything's working for this offense.
Sampaio now 3 carries for 18 yards. We move the chains. We can take a look on the instant replay on a split screen brought to you by South Padre Island. Again, this starts with, this is why it's an option. Quarterback has the option. Handoff, no. Pitch, fake, and then run.
It's tough to stop.
Thank you, South Padre, for providing us the ability to give you replays here on our broadcast. Chargers with 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Look to throw. Right-hand side. Man open, caught. Down inside the 15. Spinning near the 10. It'll be first and goal coming up for the second quarter. Chargers on another strike.
Good way to end the quarter if you're Brownsville veterans. You're going to be knocking on the door to start the second quarter. And just a dominating opening quarter for Brownsville veterans. And right now, this St. Joe side, they're stunned.
Jerry Gomez on the catch. That's good enough for 12 yards. Michael Montoya had a couple of completions. Sampaio completes his first pass. And we head to the second quarter. 19-0. Brownsville St. Joseph trails Brownsville veterans. This is Real Sports Live.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, variadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy 1 barbacoa taco and get 1 free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
Back here, first quarter. Well, if you're scoring it like a boxing card in a 4-round bout, that's a 10-8. Brownsville veterans up 19, Kevin, after a quarter.
It's a dominating quarter for veterans. They've won in all 3 phases of the game so far.
Chargers with a first and goal just inside the 9-yard line. Sampaio waits, takes the snap, hands it off. They'll run it left side. Ball is fumbled. Looks like the St. Joe Bloodhounds may have got it. And they did.
Could be the break they needed. They needed to come up with something because veterans is just knocking on the door, looking to extend their lead. They're up 19-0, and I think.
Let's see where that ball came out. First guy stripped it right out of the ball carrier's hands. And a turnover gives the ball to St. Joe. They have it, though, at their own 5-yard line. That's not an easy chore for Gallegos and company, but at least they have a chance with the offense on the field. First down from their own 5. Gallegos has been pressured tonight. They've got 64 yards of offense so far. Slings a pass right side. Receiver steps inside. He'll get back near the line of scrimmage. That was covered well by Brownsville veterans.
The second drive that they started at their own 10. Their last drive they started at their own 10, and now deeper in their own territory. This time around, now they're trying to capitalize on that turnover. They need a big play from someone here.
Gallegos is now 4 of 8 for 60 yards. 42 of that came on 1 play. Rolls out right side here. Now he's going to run. Has a little room. Takes on 2 tacklers. Springs forward. That's short of first down yardage. Here we go. Another 3rd and short coming up for this Brownsville St. Joe team.
You know, the more you see Ethan Gallegos, he's not afraid to run, and he's not afraid to lower his shoulder either.
Well, he took on 2 tacklers there. That's enough for a 9-yard gain and another 3rd and short. Gallegos hands it off. Right side. That's not going to get there. And is it dare 4th down territory for St. Joe inside their own 15?
Oh man, that was 3rd and 1, Joe. They didn't get it, and I think you got to punt it away.
It's 4th and 1. They're staying on the offense. This is a big play here, but most have been so far. Gallegos gonna throw, looking, waiting, delivers a pass, caught, first down. It's De La Garza. He's to the 36, first down.
Adrian Del Pozo just found a soft spot in the defense, and I mean, you know, last year they started calling him Riverboat Tino. Oh man, 4th and 1. I mean, that's a gamble right there, pushing all your chips onto the table.
Chains move for the Bloodhounds. Gallegos slings a pass over the middle, behind his receiver, incomplete.
That was a very slow developing play, and he had Del Pozo, just threw it behind him. And you know, I've seen a couple misses out of Gallegos here tonight, and relatively he's pretty accurate.
I think Del Pozo thought Gallegos was going to run. He was peeling back to block. Gallegos kind of caught him off guard by checking up and delivering that pass. And we talked about in the before the game, Kevin, was he able to do that? He showed he could right there. Pass right side, receiver screen. Across the 40, still on his feet. That's Del Pozo, and he'll gain 8.
Just find ways to get 21 the football, and you'll be successful if you're St. Joe. You know, you're seeing him, you know, run routes over the middle. You're seeing him run bubbles. You're seeing him run screens.
3rd down play. Gallegos hands the ball off. This is Vidaldi. He gets hammered as he got to the 45. Will not get a 1st down.
That is a big hit. That was Jaime Martinez.
They will give him 1st down, Kevin, on that.
I thought he might have been a yard short on how big that hit was from Martinez.
Chain gang having trouble getting those things moved. They were entrenched thinking it was going to be a 3rd down.
I think St. Joe takes their shot here.
1st down play. Gallegos drops back, looking. Short pass right side, Del Pozo. Got a block. Takes it across the 50. Oh, he's brought down by the last guy. He'll gain 8. Could have been a big gain.
Diego De La Cruz, Joe, big 76. He's a sophomore, but he's playing at such a high level. And if you see it, he got just enough of a chip block. He chipped his guy just enough to give Del Pozo some time.
2nd down, Gallegos hands the ball off. Vidaldi takes on a tackler. He drives. He needed to get well across that 45. Didn't even get that. 3rd and short coming up.
Adrian De Leon, just a good tackle. Just squared him up.
On the ground, 11 carries, 39 yards for Brownsville St. Joseph. Gallegos on a 3rd down play here. Confusion, hands the ball off, diving forward. We're going to have another spot coming up on 3rd down. Depending on the spot by the official, Kevin, it's 3rd and short or 1st down.
He just fumbled the snap.
It is a 1st down.
Initially, he fumbled that snap out of the shotgun. That's why it looked as if he wasn't sure where to go with the football. So he was lucky enough to just hand that one off to Vidaldi.
St. Joe, a long sustained drive here, a couple of 1st downs. Starting to show a little life, looking to pass. Gallegos pulls it back down. Now he's going to run. Takes a hard hit as he gains 3.
Jacob Rosas was there to finish it off. And, you know, this defense is punishing, Joe. And J.C. Ramirez, their 1st-year defensive coordinator, I known him a long time, and this is his brand of football. Likes to blitz, likes to play physical.
Gallegos drops back. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass off. Caught. Penalty flag. Maybe a late hit coming up on this one, Kevin.
I think so, and that's going to be on Brownsville veterans.
That's one of those guys you're talking about playing 2 ways. That was Brian Chavez back there.
Right. He's the enforcer, and I think they're probably let his emotions get the best of him. But hey, it should be a free 15 for St. Joe, and right now they need all the help they can get. Easily their best drive of the night so far.
Personal foul will move the chains enough for a 1st down. And St. Joe, remember this drive, if you're just joining us, my friends, started at the Brownsville St. Joseph 5 as the defense caused a fumble and took control of the ball. We were 6 minutes into this game and it was 19-0. It's still 19-0 as you look at it from a St. Joe perspective. You weathered the early storm. But again, we are sitting amongst a gigantic crowd that is quiet.
I got personal foul. Targeting to the head and neck area. Non-flagrant. Number 34, of the defense. 15 from the end run. Automatic 1st down.
That's huge.
Just a bit confused. Yes, sir.
You know, that's huge because it's a non-flagrant. These days, you know, if it's a flagrant,
he's out of the game.
You're out of the game. And BVM can't afford to lose Brian Chavez.
He's the physical guy on the defensive end, and he's been a beast running the football on the offensive end. St. Joe now, deepest penetration of the game as they're inside the 25-yard line of Brownsville veterans. Gallegos, what do you do here? Now it's a shorter field to work with. He'll hand it off, and running right side is Vidalde into the secondary, and he's got a first down.
Outside of Del Pozo, JP Vidalde has had a couple of big runs for St. Joe, and that's exactly what they needed.
First down at the 13-yard line.
Ball down to the 13-yard line. That was a 15-yard gain. They'll hand it to Vidalde again, ducks his head, gains about 2.5. Our game brought to you again in part by Pronto Insurance, which joined us as a marketing partner. And our game of the week this week is right here at Brownsville St. Joseph. Normally we would try to get a bunch of people here to operate everything. Kevin and I are sitting in the bleachers. Here we are.
We've been in worse.
2nd and 9 for Brownsville St. Joseph. I've been at worse at games here, my friend. But I do appreciate everything that Tino always does to make it hospitable when we enter here. Even if things are going wrong, if you can get to him, things usually calm down really fast. Play clock down to 3. St. Joe's going to have to call a timeout. All right, Kevin, you're setting it a 2nd down. You're inside the 15-yard line, red zone. Must-score possession for St. Joe?
It's a must-score touchdown. Like I said last night in the far Los Fresnos game, that goalpost does not exist. There's no such thing as 3 points. You need a touchdown. They said, well, it's only in the 2nd quarter. Still plenty of time. No, it's important that St. Joe gets a touchdown on this possession. Like I said a couple of moments ago, this is easily their best drive. You talked about weathering the storm. It was more like a hurricane that really just wiped through St. Joe, and BVM just dropped the hammer early, and now you can kind of feel that the nerves are settling in, the emotions are settling in. Maybe you felt that St. Joe was a little too much on that sugar rush, and now you can kind of feel them starting to settle in offensively. They're not trying to do too much, and expect them to right the wrong here. 6:20 left in the 2nd quarter, and I tell you what, I'm going to get a little ahead of myself. If St. Joe gets a touchdown, don't be surprised if they go onside kick.
They did an onside kick to start the game.
Just saying.
Because, again, we've got a big crowd here on this side where we're sitting. It's a big crowd on the other side. They've had plenty to make noise about. This crowd hasn't made noise. Oh, I see them now.
Yeah.
Lined along the fence over there.
Yeah. They're lined up all along the fence. It's like a softball game in San Benito. You got fans lined up all on the baselines. But, hey, I mean, like we said, this is a game that was, X amount of years in the making.
2nd down for Brownsville St. Joseph out of the timeout. They have 2 remaining here in the first half. Gallegos takes a snap. Gonna throw. That's tipped and incomplete. Trying to go over the middle, Kevin. It was a tip drill, and 2 people had a chance to get that.
Yeah, well, anytime that ball gets tipped, you close your eyes. If you're the offensive coordinator, Sammy Lucio, but 3rd and 9, 2-down territory here. The sticks are still up, so they can still get a first down to make it a goal-and-goal situation.
Gallegos on a long count, sends a man in motion out of the backfield, empty backfield. Drops back to throw. Going to run, now he throws. Right side, caught, end zone. St. Joe on the board. Extra point coming up for the Bloodhounds. We'll get to the replay after the extra point. Again, early on, you weren't too concerned if you're Brownsville veterans on missing a couple of extra points. Every point counting here, and this one's good.
Extra point is good.
Okay, Kevin, let's take a look at the replay. Bring us out of into this break, if you will.
Yeah, Cristiano, he's had a rough first half. This one's got to feel good. On 3rd down, lined up to the right. It's just a simple out route, right on the money, and that's got to feel good for Cristiano. A little redemption for the junior wideout.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
here. Kickoff time for Brownsville St. Joseph. We'll bring it right back because, as Kevin said, we may see something as exciting as an onside kick. It is fielded by Brownsville veterans, and just like the opening kickoff, they'll start a drive from just shy of the midfield stripe.
So there's 6:10 left in this half. I look at it two ways. If you're veterans, you feel that St. Joe's got a little bit of momentum offensively as far as finding a rhythm. If you can, ideally, in a perfect world, milk that clock, run the football, get on the board, go into the locker room. If you're St. Joe, you want a 3 and out and get a 4-minute offense going.
Consecutive stops by Brownsville St. Joseph when the defense have been on the field the last couple of times. Brownsville veterans, like you said, capable of milking this clock 6 minutes as a blink of an eye compared to some of the chores, and we've seen this offense execute at that level. Illegal substitution, there's 5 yards against them to start the drive though, Kevin. And things are distinctly going wrong right now for Brownsville veterans after all that success.
Yeah, little by little, you know, you're not that things are unraveling, but you're seeing, I love it. Jason Starkey just came over and he encourages fans to get loud.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows the momentum is there. And Kevin,
Right,
I've said it
right.
4 or 5 times. There's a gigantic crowd that can make a ton of noise if they get in this.
Yeah, Jason Starkey literally just got this crowd on their feet.
They're on their feet.
I'm not joking.
They are. They're on their feet. First down play.
Yeah, if you're veterans, just go back to what got you here.
First down and 15 yards to go. Hand off right side, that's short yardage. Jaime Martinez, who scored a touchdown earlier, gains, what, maybe 2? If that, nothing, no gain.
They're gonna give him 5. 2nd and 10.
Oh, that's right, they got the penalty yards. 2nd down and 10. Brownsville veterans has to call a timeout. 2nd and 10, it's not insurmountable, Kevin, but you are understanding that the Brownsville veterans Chargers understand a 3 and out means momentum is totally swung.
Right, and you're
first down, you move the ball.
Yeah, right now you're just, you're trying not to stand up. You're trying not to stand up in the rowboat, right? Because if you stand up, you'll fall over in your kayak. And that's kind of BVM right now. But, yeah, you can kind of feel the momentum going in favor of St. Joe. But it can all be put away right now if BVM can pick up a couple of first downs. And just like I said, just go back to what got you here.
Brownsville veterans, once again, had outgained St. Joe early on. 172 now on offense for both teams, as the complexion of this game has changed a bit. Each team has turned it over once. Brownsville veterans, after calling the timeout, will have a 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Chargers.
Under center on this play. They'll pitch it left side. Blocking is out there. They'll get across the 50 and more down the sideline. Big gainer out of the timeout for the veterans Chargers.
Huge play for Brownsville veterans. They got the first down and then some.
29 yards on the carry.
On the play to the 27-yard line.
And Chargers move the sticks. That was a carry by Gilbert Trio. First down, Chargers. Hand it off, right side. That gets about 1.5 yards out across the St. Joe 25-yard line.
Martinez tackled by Gonzalez, number 40.
We haven't said Miguel Contreras' name not a whole lot here tonight, but he is the heart and soul of that St. Joe defense. And if this defense wants to be successful, they need Miguel Contreras to step up and make a play for this St. Joe defense.
2nd down for the Chargers. Sampaio, the quarterback, has receivers either side of the field, hands it off instead up the middle. They'll stack. Nobody keeps it. Great ball fake, and he's got a first down to the 10.
Yeah, it's such a great ball fake, and Cristiano was kind of just backpedaling, trying to, do I cover the pitch? Do I cover the runner? Because you got to respect the pitch. It's a hard play to stop.
It's one of the keys for this type of an offense is how good can that quarterback sell what's going on behind the line of scrimmage before the ball starts going forward. He'll look to throw now. Slings it over the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Chargers!
Jay Valdez, and Joe, that is a big boy drive right there from Brownsville veterans. Say, okay, you got a touchdown. You feel momentum's kind of going your way. Here you go. And veterans just answered with it, a very impressive drive with, there's 4:09 still left in this half, but that was just, for me, that's a chef kiss right there.
And that really started with that timeout. 2nd and 10. Things looked like they weren't going right, and then suddenly they're kicking an extra point, and it's good. 26.
4:09 left in the half. Chargers 26, Bloodhounds 7.
Change our scoreboard there. And kickoff coming up after this.
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
Do everything with
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
Insurance for all your
Barato.
needs. You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
Pregúntale a tu agente cómo ahorrar con Pronto, porque más barato, nadie.
Hey, that Pronto Insurance ad means that Pronto Insurance now a marketing partner here on Real Sports Live, and they are responsible for assisting us in bringing our game of the week here in Brownsville tonight. We've got games selected throughout the rest of the season. That is subject to change based on how the standings play out. But here it's a 26-7 game with Brownsville veterans on top, and they'll kick it off. A short, high kick. Bloodhounds will return it across the 25. And out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. All right, Kevin, we talked off the air during the commercial break. Did the Chargers score too fast? Because options are available for St. Joe.
Right, I think they scored a little too fast. And now St. Joe's got a little bit of a window here, and we can kind of go with the 7-on-7 verbiage where you could score here, go into halftime, get the ball to start the second half, score again, and make this a one-possession game. But it's got to start up front right here for St. Joe.
Last drive, the Bloodhounds drove it 95 yards and scored. Gallegos drops back to throw, slings the pass right side. And nice move made up over a guy, and a first down and a bunch more for Vidaldi.
Yeah, JP Vidaldi. It's been him and Del Pozo here tonight.
Take a look at the right side of your screen on the replay, brought to you by South Padre Island. You talk about going airborne. Watch this, eluding the first defender right there. Hurdle time. And then first down for the Bloodhounds. Gallegos looks to throw again on a post incomplete pass, the crossing pattern. Cristiano right in the hands, Kevin.
I think that one might have been tipped. They were looking for Lucas over the middle, but he said that one's on me. I think Veterans has done a very good job on defending St. Joe's offense, because there's just so many weapons that St. Joe has.
2nd down and 10, quick snap. Gallegos rolls right, buys some time, looks to run, takes on a tackler and gains 6. Isolated out there. Kenny Davis, the senior, was like, I got a quarterback in my sights. No, quarterback had him in his sights.
Right, and 2 weeks ago, Ethan Gallegos laid down a truck stick. I don't know if you saw it. He's a very physical quarterback.
3rd down play. Call it 3rd and 5. For St. Joseph. Gallegos back to throw, delivers a pass, it's caught. Receiver looking for some blocks. 4th down coming up, that was a short gain.
Yeah, about a half a yard or a yard shy, and I was about to say we have not said Kiko's name all night.
Now we did.
Yeah, he's, when we were here for the scrimmage, I called him the Robin to the Batman. And just as a receiver, I felt he's taken that next step. That's Francisco de la Garza, number 13 for St. Joe.
Not the first 4th down that St. Joe has faced this ball game. They haven't converted on any 4th downs yet. Gallegos hands it off to Vidaldi. He's hit, drives forward. This time he'll get a first down on 3rd effort.
Yeah, not only was it Vidaldi, but the big man Diego de la Cruz just kind of bear hugged him, drug him forward. I don't know if you caught that there from the left tackle.
Chains move at the 45-yard line for St. Joseph Gallegos. So 2:29 left in the half. Drops back to throw. Pressure comes, delivers it, and overshoots his man. Incomplete pass.
And nothing wrong there. There wasn't anything there for St. Joe. Just good coverage in the secondary.
And Manny Lerma, staring right in the face of Gallegos, was coming right up the middle.
Yeah, they've been able to put pressure all night, and that was a question mark. It's been a question mark for St. Joe was the offensive line.
2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 2's wild on the scoreboard. 2:22 left here in the half. St. Joe has 2 timeouts left. Gallegos back to throw. Pressure comes, steps up. That's tipped and incomplete. He was hit as he threw.
And again, just that pressure that's getting to Gallegos.
Good containment that time. Even if he wanted to take off, there were guys in position to make tackles for Brownsville veterans. And now 3rd and 10. 2:16 remaining here in the first half. Ethan Gallegos needs to draw up a big play. Drops back to throw. Has time this time. Delivers. It's tipped again. Incomplete.
He had Andre Cristiano wide open. I think that's where he was going, but that ball was tipped. And, I mean, this defensive line for veterans, they're getting their hands up. They're winning that line of scrimmage matchup.
At time it was Nick Tovar, listed as a tight end and a defensive lineman. Big number 88 on that right side defensively. Timeout called by Brownsville St. Joseph. Now, we talked about Brownsville veterans scoring too quickly. If Brownsville veterans gets the ball back, Kevin, up 26-7, they can open up a playbook and go for the hammer to close out this half.
Yeah, it'll be a potential nail in the coffin for veterans. For St. Joe, you have, there's still plenty of time, but you have to convert here. And if you're Tino, you just throw in the kitchen sink. Find your best play. You need it right now.
Defensively, do you bring the house if you're Brownsville veterans? Because at worst, you give up a big first down.
I don't
but
think,
at best, you get the ball near the midfield stripe.
I don't think you bring the house. It's too early for that. You have a big lead. Just play it conservatively.
4th and 10. Brownsville St. Joe they'll have to get across the 36 to assure a first down. Ball at the 46.5-yard line of Brownsville veterans. This game started with Brownsville vets scoring the game's first 19 points. St. Joe answered, had a little momentum, and then Brownsville veterans promptly took it last possession and scored. And now their defense in position to regain the momentum and carry this into the halftime break, at worst up the current 19. Tino drew up the play.
4th and 10 Bloodhounds.
Gallegos brings him up. Receivers right side, Lucas Cristiano. Joining him over there is Dale Pozo. Out to the left side, isolated is De La Garza. 2 backs in the backfield for protection. Gallegos drops back, hit, sack, fumbles the football, picked up by the Bloodhounds. This is a live football. They need a lot of yards out of this, though, and they're not going to get it.
Yeah, St. Joe tried to go to a trick play.
And the Chargers will take over on downs.
And that one just backfired in a hurry.
You'll see the pressure coming from the left side defensively. Gallegos really had no chance to get away from that defender.
It looked like as if they almost wanted to go to a reverse to Del Pozo.
Never quite developed.
No, it didn't. And, I mean, that's a big stop, and it's just kind of like you just shrug your shoulders if you're St. Joe. It's just like, can we get anything going tonight?
Chargers take over at the 48, their own 48. Not the first time they've started to drive this far up the field. Matter of fact, they've owned field position in this game here in the first half, including a drive that started in the red zone after a turnover. Sampaio back in at quarterback, sends a man in motion, fakes the pitch, wants to throw, looking for a bundle over the middle. Man is there, and it's incomplete.
Pass intended for Jerry Gomez.
Yeah, Jerry Gomez wide open. And why not go for the kill shot if you're veterans?
Like I said, they could do that and look to just close out this first half. At worst up 19, but if you go for the hammer, you can build a near insurmountable lead. Looking ahead, St. Joe will get the ball to start the second half. That's a bright spot Tino will build on in the locker room, but Brownsville veterans right now in control. 2nd down and 10 for the Chargers. Sampaio looks to throw again. Rolls out, delivers, man wide open. falls down, caught it for a first down though, got out of bounds at the 41. Jerry Gomez that time caught it.
11-yard reception.
Veterans has one more timeout.
Ball now at the St. Joe 41. Sampaio with back-to-back pass plays. And see what he does here on a first down. Wants to throw again. Slings it, left side, caught, short yardage to the 35. And if I were saying that they would be passing 3 times in a row, Kevin, you would have talked about the start St. Joe needed, and the Bloodhounds would be up. Brownsville Veterans indeed trying to hammer a big nail in the coffin here. Running play up the middle. There's room this time. And on his horse is Martinez. Spins, got down to the 15, inside the 15. Now the ball came loose. Let's see who gets it, Kevin.
St. Joe. Uh-oh.
Another turnover. And that was a huge gain by Martinez. See what we see on the Josh Moody replay screen. See the hole opened up. And that's just second effort among 5-6 players. And then the strip.
Yeah, at some point you kind of want your guy just to maybe fall because he's just bouncing around like a pinball. It's a tough play, but a play that, again, St. Joe's defense desperately needed. And again, turnovers hurting Brownsville Veterans.
Minute 13 to go. We saw a lot of them against San Benito. First down play for the Bloodhounds. They'll pass it right side. It's going to be dropped incomplete. All right, we'll reset our clock.
And that was one thing that Coach Kelly Lee talked with us on Wednesday was like, hey, we turned the football over 3 times. Something that they definitely wanted to clean up this past week during their bye week. And tonight they have 2, and both of them in the red zone.
Gallegos is now 9 of 19. Yeah, those turnovers is what was a deal maker for the win for San Benito's Greyhounds. They don't force those turnovers, they're probably looking at an L. Gallegos hands it off up the middle. St. Joe upended and out across the 17. Vidaldi showing again willingness to go airborne on a play.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, not to go back, but if Veterans doesn't turn that football over, there's a good chance they win that football game. But
they had every drive sustained, moving the ball, marching the ball. They had St. Joe or San Benito on their heels. Pass play for the Bloodhounds to the sideline. That's not enough for first down yardage.
And the clock's going to keep running, too.
Number 24 tackling Vidaldi.
No, not now. They'll call a timeout.
Yeah, they had to.
All right, the Gambler once again on the sidelines on a 4th down inside your 20. Tino Villarreal says, let me see what I can draw.
Yeah, it's 4th and 5. I think actually Veterans called that timeout, Joe.
Oh, they want the ball back.
You bet they do, but it's interesting because you feel like St. Joe, like, okay, they made a play or two, they get a little bit of momentum, and then Veterans just answers right back. And it's almost like a wet engine right now for St. Joe. They're just kind of getting it going, but can't put it all together.
We were there for that first game of the year for Brownsville Veterans, and Kevin, it's one of those, a coach talks to you afterwards, and how good are they? Well, when you turn it over that many times, at the times they turned it over, you don't really know. You know they moved the ball, you know they played physical, capable of making some big plays, but can they sustain that? You don't know.
Well, you can make a case right now that it could be
they could have 40
to nothing. They scored off of the turnover. If they don't turn the ball over twice, you can look at it on that side and say, well, if we don't turn the football over in the red zone, who knows what could have happened.
Brownsville St. Joseph already sees that Brownsville Veterans is in punt return formation. Gallegos comes out. Will they dare go for this here? Right now it appears as they will. They need every bit of 6 yards. There is time on the clock. Gallegos appears to go for it for the Bloodhounds. He will. He punts it away. Nobody back to return it. Takes a bounce and rolls dead in right at the 40.
Yeah, there you have to punt it because I know there's still 24 seconds left, but if you're St. Joe, And if you can dodge the bullet of veterans adding to the lead, addition by subtraction, I think Tino can just take that and just say, okay, we're going to get the football back to start the second half. So
you look back and you say, well, we were down 19 at one time, and this is St. Joe talking in the halftime locker room. We scored a touchdown, had them 2nd and 10 with a chance to stop a drive and get the ball back, and then Brownsville Veterans executed all the way in the end zone. Again, you got a lot to adjust if you're the St. Joe Bloodhounds. Brownsville Veterans, offense on the field. Let's see what they do here with time on the clock. They'll look to throw, and they want a big play. In the secondary, incomplete.
Yeah, why not?
Defending on the play, number 11, Lucas Cristiano.
Lucas Cristiano was back there. Literally double coverage on Jerry Gomez. And an incomplete pass. That's just seeing, hey, what happens? What happens if we make that catch? What if there's an interference?
Well, yeah, because you're looking for either a completed pass or a possible PI call.
2nd and 10. Now they'll go back to the traditional set. Single receiver out to the right-hand side on 2nd down. Sampaio wants to throw again. Sets up a screen. That's caught. And here comes Jay Valdez. Valdez in the secondary. 40, 30, right down to the 20, to the 15, down to the 12.
They're going to have time for one more play. Oh, there's a hold. There's a hold.
Back. It's coming back.
That would have been huge for Brownsville Veterans.
Penalty flag back at the 40. Let's take a look on the replay, see if we can see the hold. It's going to be on the right side of your screen, the near side, if you will, the lower side. And there's the hold.
No. Correction. It'll be 2nd down.
Perfect play design from Veterans.
Now the clock did run during that play. We're down to 4 seconds. That would have had him first down inside the 15-yard line. Chargers now will just have to sling something up in the air or possibly dial up a play like that, which nearly broke for a touchdown.
So if that play would have stood, Veterans would have had the ball with 4 seconds left. They would have had time for one more play. So, I feel like this quarter it's just been a matter of St. Joe just dodging bullets.
They didn't have any timeouts left, and the clock would have stopped long enough to move the chains.
Right.
They would have had to kill it, run a play.
Well, you could have, there was 4 seconds, so once the ball is set, the clock starts.
Right.
So you could have snapped it and spiked it and had 2 seconds, 1 second, maybe
Yep.
for a field goal or one last play. There could have been, right?
Now we're dealing with the reality of it was a gain, and then the hold occurred downfield, and then the spot foul brought the ball back. So it is 2nd down and 1. Credited for a 9-yard completion, and then the penalty. Final play of the first half, most likely. Over the middle, caught, and the first half comes to an end. Welcome to our halftime break here, brought to you by Pronto Insurance, by Luke Faria Motors, by the City of San Benito, the EDC, by South Padre Island, and by Josh Moody Loans here on Rio Sports Live. They'll put 28 minutes on the clock. Why? Because both bands are here. Good performances coming up. We'll dissect this game and run some highlights. 26-7, Brownsville Veterans on the road. Although they didn't have to travel far, they lead by 19. Back after this.
Yeah, at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
Traigo 100 kilos de ropa, lo que se me antoja, dinero en el banco. Muchas me andan criticando pues traigo carrazos que como le hago. Tengo aseguro del bueno, pronto y flexible y sale barato. Es mi corrido humilde, que no se te olvide que me ando ahorrando.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We're the hottest in town, Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
Forever Memories Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for a fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Back here, a humid night in Brownsville, Texas. I drove through rain at least 3 different times coming down here to Brownsville. Was concerned it might rain on us, but just humid.
Yeah, I came in through some rain in Mercedes, and from there on in through La Feria and into Harlingen. I figured the same thing. It looked like it was raining down here, but it's not as humid as it's been before. But
we'll break this game down for you as the dance team performs for the Brownsville Veterans Chargers. We'll keep the camera rolling so you can see the wide angle of the band. And we're undermanned here tonight, but the band will be performing, and the dance team right now for Brownsville Veterans. Chargers outgained the St. Joe Bloodhounds 294 to 185 unofficially on the yardage, Kevin. It starts there. But again, some of those drives were short field. It all started with the first drive. Short fields, Brownsville Veterans, also a turnover early on, set the tone in this game. That 19-point deficit was there early.
yeah, and when this one's all said and done, you know, I fully expect St. Joe to come out firing, but it just might be that early 19-0 deficit that they just might not be able to overcome. It's tough, especially when you have an offense like Veterans that they've established their running game, and if they can continue to do that in the second half. But, you know, we talked about the pregame and the notes on the keys for this football game, and I said, well, what if St. Joe starts off 14-0 and puts Veterans in a hole? We said that'll be hard for Veterans to be out of character because of the type of offense they like to run. It was the complete opposite. It was Veterans who jumped out 19-0 and kind of just hit St. Joe in the mouth, and they didn't have an answer until that touchdown. But we're seeing some, you know, a couple drops, a couple penalties, some things that are very uncharacteristic of St. Joe. But I fully expect them to adjust in that second half. But if you're Brownsville Veterans, keep playing physical. You know, we saw them 2 weeks ago, and, you know, it was only one game. They had their bye week, and we're seeing that same brand of football being played here tonight. And I'm just really impressed with what Veterans has done on the ground, and they've thrown it more than we thought here tonight.
240 yards on the ground, 54 yards through the air. But again, they threw after they established that ground game. All started with Brian Chavez, 8 carries for 66 yards. That was earlier. Jaime Martinez, 6 carries for 70 yards. So again, it was what you expect in that offense, as far as it's not going to be one guy that'll kill you. If it's really working, 4 or 5 guys are all going to tote the football and all gain positive yards.
You know, and defensively for Veterans, we've seen them also come up with a couple of stops on 4th down. So they've done their part. I think the only negative is that they've turned the football over twice, and I'm more than positive that's one thing that Veterans is talking about right now in the locker room, is that, you know, if they don't turn that football over, like we said, it could be very well 41-0, 40-0 if they don't turn that football over.
Because that was the bright spot, if you go into that Bloodhound locker room, to talk about, is the fact that we were down 19, we're still only down 19. It could be a lot worse. And then you look at the other things that Brownsville St. Joseph could have done. Kevin, they had some huge plays that could have put points on the board with a catch.
Right, and just 2 rare drops from Lucas Cristiano. One down on the left side, and then that one deep ball here on the right side, around the right sideline. And that first one he dropped, if he catches it, I don't think he scores, but he gets a big game. But that second one, it would have been 6. Like I said, it's very uncharacteristic for him to drop the football like that. But, you know, just little plays that have really just turned the momentum in favor for Veterans. And you talk about them pushing the ball downfield, and unable to convert on 4th down.
We keep the camera wide for you. This is the Brownsville Veterans Marching Band out there for the performance. Again, the crowd across the way, you see that, and then look to your left and right, the right side of your screen especially, where they're lined up outside the fence. Cars parked all along that back area, and it's a big crowd, but it's bigger than you see at first glance with a glance in the stands. We'll have the highlights of the first half as well. We're waiting for the performance. I usually try to keep it on for fans that like to watch this halftime performance, and we'll give you the entertainment right now.
The Charger band is under the direction of Mrs. Elizabeth Stone, Mr. Ryan Clark, Ms. Edna Sierra, Mr. Eduardo Rivera, Mr. Julio Salinas, and Ms. Salina John. For all your support too, the ISD Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Renee Gutierrez, Deputy Superintendents are Dr. Nereida Cantu and Dr. Anita Guerrero.
And there's your performance by the Brownsville Veterans Marching Band. The dance team for the St. Joe Bloodhounds will be out. Here's your first half highlights.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
Multiple duties here in the stands. You ever seen a two-man game that Needed to be a 5-man game. Well, here we are in the bleachers here. Running play right side. A big hole opens up for Brian Chavez. He's out across the 35, and that's a first down. They're taking the opening kickoff on a short kick, and half the field to work with. Brownsville veterans now operating in the red zone right at the 20. On a first down play, they'll hand it off. It's Chavez again. He bounds forward off the tackler, down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal coming up. Prepare for that. And the first time out, you see it, and now we see how they respond. Now it's first and goal for Brownsville veterans. Sampaio, the quarterback, keeps it, runs right side, dives into the end zone, and he's there for the touchdown.
Everything come out of the slot, come out of the backfield in the passing game.
2nd and 10 as Gallegos was fortunate enough to get back to the line of scrimmage. Has a little more time here. Rifles a pass that's tipped and picked off by the Chargers. Down the left side, interception, first and goal coming up.
The offense out of their comfort zone, and now Brownsville veterans, if they can punch this in, they can control the tempo.
Sampaio is going to keep it, hand it off again on the read, right up the gut, and that is a touchdown. Brownsville veterans in the end zone again. Hands it on, no, drops back, nice ball fake. He has a man wide open down the left side, and he finds him, caught, and extra yards after the catch. Middle of the field to the 40. St. Joe on the run, 35-30, big game.
St. Joe's gonna go to some substitutions.
They'll bring in some extra personnel. Coming into the game is Alejandro Garcia, a sophomore, lines up as a tight end on the left-hand side. Receivers to the short side of the field. Gallegos hands it off, running left side, and that's not going to get it. Brownsville veterans turns it over on downs with a big stop. Pass. This time they'll run it right-hand side, and Montoya's on his horse, breaking tackles down the sideline. First down on a big play.
Wow, Montoya.
Chargers, they'll slow it down just a bit as far as waiting for the snap. Montoya stays in at quarterback. Remember, he's a sophomore, my friends. Takes a snap here on a read. Takes it, keeps it, left side. Running through tacklers again. Has a block. Runs through another tackler. He's got another first down, Montoya. Now 1. Handoff right side again. It's going to be Chargers into the end zone. Touchdown. Jaime Martinez. Let's see who that carry was. It's tough when they got all these ball carriers. I think it was Valdez. Give him a gain of a half yard. 2nd down and long. We haven't said that much for Brownsville veterans. Pitch out, left side. And that's blown up. Big play by the Bloodhounds.
Veterans will decide to bring a disguised blitz.
Right now they're showing everyone back. No blitz. They're going to rely on pressure up front. Looking to throw. Gallegos has a man wide open down the right-hand side, and it's incomplete. That would have been a huge gain. Right now Sampaio is back in at quarterback. We've seen Sampaio. We've also seen Montoya as they've been going dual quarterbacks. Sampaio going to keep it. Fakes the pitch. What a fake. Takes it left-hand side, got a block, gets inside the 30, steps out of bounds. That's enough for a first down. Thank you, South Padre, for providing us the ability to give you replays here on our broadcast. Chargers with 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. Look to throw, right-hand side, man open, caught, down inside the 15, spinning near the 10. It'll be first and goal coming up for the second quarter. Chargers on another strike.
They've won in all 3 phases of the game so far.
Chargers with a first and goal just inside the 9-yard line. Sampaio waits, takes the snap, hands it off. They'll run it left side. Ball is fumbled. Looks like the St. Joe Bloodhounds may have got it.
That was 3rd and 1, Joe. They didn't get it, and I think you got to punt it away.
It's 4th and 1. They're staying on the offense. This is a big play here, but most have been so far. Gallegos gonna throw, looking, waiting, delivers a pass, caught, first down. It's De La Garza. He's to the 36, first down.
Find ways to get 21 to football, and you'll be successful if you're St. Joe. You know, you're seeing him, run routes over the middle. You're seeing him run bubbles. You're seeing him run screens.
3rd down play. Gallegos hands the ball off. This is Vidaldi. He gets hammered as he got to the 45. Will not get a first down. Of the game as they're inside the 25-yard line of Brownsville veterans. Gallegos, what do you do here? Now it's a shorter field to work with. He'll hand it off, and running right side is Vidaldi into the secondary, and he's got a first down.
You know, 3rd and 9, 2-down territory here. The sticks are still up, so they can still get a first down to make it a goal-and-goal situation.
Gallegos on a long count, sends a man in motion out of the backfield, empty backfield. Drops back to throw. Going to run, now he throws. Right side, caught, end zone. St. Joe on the board. 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10 for the Chargers.
Under center on this play. They'll pitch it left side. Blocking is out there. They'll get across the 50 and more down the sideline. Big gainer out of the timeout for the Veterans Chargers. For the Chargers, Sampaio, the quarterback. As receivers either side of the field, hands it off instead up the middle. They'll stack. Nobody keeps it. Great ball fake, and he's got a first down at the 10.
Yeah, it's such a great ball. Hard play to stop.
It's one of the keys for this type of an offense is how good can that quarterback sell what's going on behind the line of scrimmage before the ball starts going forward. He'll look to throw now. Slings it over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Chargers.
Run right here for St. Joe.
Last drive, the Bloodhounds drove it 95 yards and scored. Gallegos drops back to throw. Slings a pass right side. And nice move made. Up over a guy and a first down and a bunch more for Vidaldi. Hammer a big nail in the coffin here. Running play up the middle. There's room this time. And on his horse is Martinez. Spins, got down to the 15, inside the 15. Now the ball came loose. Let's see who gets it, Kevin.
St. Joe.
Back here, that's some of the sample of the highlights of the first half. We haven't seen the appearance of either team just yet. They did put 11 minutes back on the clock. So we've got some time before we get to the second half. Kevin and I will break down what may be going on in the locker rooms. I guarantee you one of them's pretty loud. And we'll talk about the other one as well after this.
I'm a 5th grader at Champion Elementary, and next year, I'm going to be at 6th grade at Perkins Middle School.
My favorite thing about my school is that they make it fun for us to learn. As an 8th grader, I will be able to take high school classes in middle school.
Well, I take a lot of the dual enrollment classes that TSC offers to us.
They have given me an early start on what I want to become in the future, which is a mathematics teacher.
That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
Plan your escape. Beach, bay, or both. Sunrises and sunsets daily. Memories made all day. Live music and great food round out your visit. So why wait? SoPadre.com.
We're the St. Joe Bloodhound Cheerleaders, and you're watching Real Sports Live!
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
We do everything with speed.
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
insurance for all your
Barato.
needs. You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We are the Border Cowgirls, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeehaw!
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy one barbacoa taco and get one free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We're the Sampradita Lady Trojans, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
back here on our halftime show. We're at the home of the Bloodhounds, the Fighting Bloodhounds. No appearance yet from either team as the Bloodhounds are trying to chart up what they're going to do to start the second half. Trailing by 19 here on their home field. This is a tough place to win, my friends. If you haven't engaged in watching or are keeping up with Bloodhound football, there's been some really good teams come on this field and not walk out of here with a win, even though they out-talented and sometimes outplayed St. Joseph. They looked up at the scoreboard when it was all said and done and didn't win. Brownsville St. Joe is up against it, though, Kevin, because Brownsville veterans executed early on, and if that Brownsville veteran sets the tone early in the third quarter, this one's over.
I think so, and, you know, last year coming into the new year with a new coach, behind the 8 ball, because remember, this is a program that was run for about 8 years by David Gantu, who just loves to spread. They changed the complexion of their offense, the program itself. They're in year 2, and on Wednesday, you know, we had a good talk with Coach Kelly Lee. Is that I felt that they were a step ahead from when they were last year in spring ball. Coach Lee said we had one scrimmage, and I felt we were ready to play a football game after that. So this is a well-prepared team. And, you know, the secret ingredient is they added Coach J.C. Ramirez from Brownsville, Hannah, who's a longtime defensive coordinator. So he adds that intensity. He adds that style that veterans was missing these past couple of years on the defensive side of the ball, and you're seeing that. We saw it week 1 against San Benito, because you're right. Not everyone could play to the physicality of San Benito.
No.
And they matched that. You take away the turnovers, there's a good shot they win that football game. After week 1, I'm like, well, this district might not be as good as we think it is, because East lost, Pace lost, Harlingen South lost, Brownsville Veterans lost. I said, well, it's just 1 week. Let's just not push the panic button just yet. South gets back on track. Veterans had a bye week. They're looking good tonight. East came back with a win. So this district is going to be a lot more interesting than we think. Porter's 2-0. Lopez showed some flashes a couple of weeks ago. But if you're asking me to crystal ball something, I think Veterans is a lot like our buddy down here, Tony V is here. He's trying to be discreet about it, but we saw him.
He's not discreet anywhere.
No, he's not.
He's wearing a St. Joe hat, I'll tell you that. I'll give him that.
Well, Tony V is here, and a lot like his Tarpons, they're going to get better as the weeks go on. And I think that's what's going to be with Brownsville Veterans. I tell you what, if they can win this game, that confidence is going to go through the roof. Not only is St. Joe very good, but the brand alone, to say we beat our, quote, rival, although they've never played each other, it's going to give this team so much confidence going forward. And I'll go out and say it, they could be the front runner in this district. It's early, I get it, but they're passing every test that we've seen, and just the bully ball that they're playing against the St. Joe team. On the flip side for St. Joe, you know, Lopez is a young rebuilding team. They didn't win a game last year. They did what they were supposed to do. Santa Rosa, a small school, rebuilding year. They did what they were supposed to do. This was the first real test for Brownsville St. Joe, and can they play that bully ball? Can they get punched in the mouth and come back? We know they got the guys to do it. That's the thing. But, you know, credit to J.C. Ramirez and his defense for limiting these weapons. Because in my notes, I was like, you know, they got this guy, they got that guy. You can pick and choose all your different weapons for St. Joe, but defensively, Veterans has really quieted them down here tonight in that first half.
I know on my notes, it was questions I asked over and over. Can they handle the physicality? Brownsville Veterans is going to bring it. They're going to bring it, and they did. They brought pressure up the middle. You know, the thing that you look at Brownsville Veterans is that, you know, coaches are always looking by the third week, in some cases the third game, not for them, it's their second. Coaches are looking for, okay, are we not executing, or what do we need to do to clean up our game? And if you're looking across the way and saying, Brownsville Veterans, clean up the turnovers, and you become an even better football team, man, that's a big, bright thing to build on, because you can clean up turnovers.
Right, and it's just a matter of fine-tuning those small things. But, you know, this is as physical a Veterans team as I've seen in a long time. You know, it's because of their style. And like I said, I think they're only going to get better as the weeks go on. And next week's game, you know, hey, did you see the PI score last night?
No.
13-12.
Oh, my goodness.
They went for it on 4th and short in the fourth quarter to convert and keep Valley View from getting the football back. Shame on me. I picked PI in a landslide. I don't know if it was the Rio Hondo hangover that those kids had because they got a big win against a rival school. You go on a short week. You go from Port Isabel to Valley View. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that. PSG North last night, they got pushed to the test against United South. And when I was talking with Coach Esparza, their DC last night, he said, well, we came out sluggish. I said, well, there it is, that travel. When you got to travel more than 2 hours for a football game, I've always felt you fall behind 7-0 when you're off the bus. But not trying to get ahead here, but you know, talking about two teams that are on the upswing, PI and Veterans next week at Brownsville Veterans.
That's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a great one. And if you are a part of the slot team mafia, as they call it, your best bet is to go to that football game.
Matter of fact, I believe that's what we picked for our game of the week next week.
I think we did. I think we did. And that says a lot when you have Dan Gomez playing David Gilpin in the same week. So speaking of which, I'm a little shocked down there at Bogus. I picked Veterans to win that football game, but let's go through some scores.
All right.
Donna High is up against PSJ Memorial, 41-0 in the third quarter. San Benito 40, McAllen Memorial 13. That game going on in the fourth quarter. Down at Tom Landry Stadium, Mission up on Juarez Lincoln 34-9. That game also in the third quarter. Got a shootout at Richard Flores. Edinburgh North 28, Pioneer 27. That game in the third quarter. Halftime here 26-7. St. Joe behind Brownsville Veterans. Second quarter, Mackay 10, Mercedes 7. Santa Rosa leading La Villa 27-6. That's the Sugar Bowl. That's at halftime. Hidalgo 21, Rio Hondo 7. That game also at halftime. And then down at the Cotton Bowl, it's 6-0. Lyford with the lead. Ed Calchelso leading Brownsville Rivera 7-0. That game at halftime. Robstown 16, Progreso 3. That game at halftime as well. Rio Grande City leads La Jolla at the half 28-7. How about Donna? They're up 34-0 against PSG Memorial. That game's at halftime. Brownsville Porter 10, Donna North 7. That game also at halftime. McAllen Rowe leading Sherryland 20-10, also at halftime. So you're seeing a couple of scores that might surprise you, and of course Harlingen High up 49-0 at Mission Veterans. That game at halftime. I want to start there because I saw that game going somewhere along the lines of 16-13, 13-10, defensive kind of game, because Harlingen put up, 76 last week against Mercedes, and I said, well, Mission Vets is a very good defensive team, and I think Harlingen's for real this year.
They looked real physical. I saw them, the eye test. They looked physical, and they executed on the offensive end. Chargers back on the field. Bloodhounds on the field. We'll take our final break at halftime. Again, brought to you by Pronto Insurance, by the EDC of San Benito, by the City of South Padre Island, and by Luke Fruya Motors and Josh Moody Loans, just part of our halftime show and part of the marketing teams that assist us in broadcasting the games. We don't charge fans to watch the game. We don't charge schools to broadcast the games. It's 100% reliant on the advertising that comes in, and thus far the commercials you see are the reason why we're doing what we do. At the very least, take note and tell them thanks. Back after this.
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you are watching Real Sports Live.
Back here as we close down our halftime show. St. Joseph will get the football to start the second half. Thanks again for tuning in wherever you may be. Kevin, a few shout-outs. I know there's some in the makings here as we get ready for the second half kickoff.
Yeah, Rainer Cardenas, one of our good friends, softball coach at Brownsville Veterans. You know, he lost his father earlier this week, Rainer Orlando Cardenas Sr. Our hearts are with you, Coach. We love you, and our condolences go out to you and your family. I know he had plans to be here tonight, and 2 weeks ago, Coach Cardenas and his father were actually watching our broadcast.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Here we go, kickoff coming up. Brownsville St. Joseph will get the ball. They're down 19 as the Veterans Chargers are ready to tee it up. We had an onside kick to start this game, unsuccessful, but that's how we started. So anything goes here to start the second half. It's a booming kick beyond the return man, and we'll have no kick return. 12 minutes on the clock, third quarter ready to go. And right now you're gonna have to say it many times. This is the biggest drive of the game for St. Joe, and it's not the last.
Yeah, no, it's right now it's about establishing a tempo. You know, that's what St. Joe's about. They like to go up tempo on offense, and they got to find a rhythm.
St. Joe onto the football field, and they showed signs of being able to move the football. They were able to have a 95-yard sustained drive that scored their only touchdown. They had a couple of drives that were stopped on 4th and short, which Brownsville Veterans defense made a play. Handoff this time, running left for the Bloodhounds out across the 32. And Kevin, start the game, you expected energy out of the Bloodhounds. I think now you expect more determination after what they went through at halftime in that locker room.
Absolutely. I wouldn't want to be in that locker room with Tino at halftime, but
another play on the left side. They'll stay on the ground, back-to-back running plays. And that's just challenging the linemen to come out of the halftime locker room and say, hey, these guys have been hitting you all night. Let's hit somebody back. Third down, another run. Bounce it left side. Vidaldi dives forward. That should be enough for a first down. Right on the marker.
First down for the Bloodhounds at the 25.
And it is. And Kevin, maybe that is the tone.
Yeah, they got just enough.
You guys go hit a few guys. You've been hit all night.
You can bet that's probably on parallel with what that speech was like. Starkey was able to, I'm sure he's in charge of the O-line, so.
Another running play. Vidaldi bounces it outside. He's got another 4 yards as he takes it out across the 35 to about the 39-yard line. It's not flashy, but it is moving the ball downfield. And so after a 4-yard gain, it's 2nd and 6. Gallegos now looks to throw for the first time in the second half. Tripped up and he fell down. Good coverage downfield.
And we've seen that all night from this secondary from Veterans. Baldada there to bring him down.
I think Gallegos just kind of took it for granted. He was going to elude that tackle. He really wasn't expecting to have that effective enough to bring him down. Third down play, we've seen him take bigger hits and stay on his feet. Looks to pass here. That one's batted down. And, Kevin, that's not the first time we've seen that from this Brownsville Veterans defense.
Yeah, this defensive line, they're just continuing to make plays. And, you know, those batted balls, they might not go down as a stat sheet or something that's glaring. But now Christian De La Garza, he's done a really good job coming off the edge.
And just like that, it's 4th down for Brownsville St. Joseph on the opening drive of the second half, and they may need to go for it here on a 4th and 6. Gallegos drops back to throw, rolls out, buys some time, stays running, chased down, drives forward, will not get the first down, and Brownsville Veterans turns it over on downs.
Yeah, Gallegos was nowhere close, and again, just window tight coverage in the secondary from Veterans. And now the Chargers, Joe, they're going to get this football at the 40.
Great field position for Brownsville Veterans. What do you think the Chargers were talking about at halftime, Kevin? What's their breakdown to get out here in the second half?
Well, I think obviously Captain Obvious is don't turn it over, but keep the physicality up, keep punching them in the mouth, and then just keep doing what you're doing with this rushing attack.
Pitch out left side, great block delivered, and some yardage on this in the secondary down the sideline and out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 15-yard gain.
Keep pounding, and Montoya has really impressed me tonight. We didn't see too much of him in week 1 against San Benito.
He came in and spelled at quarterback a couple of drives. He's got 59 yards on the ground. 59. Chavez has 66. Martinez has 70 unofficially. First down for Brownsville Veterans. Sampaio hands it off up the middle. This is Martinez again. Got to around the 20-yard line. That's good enough for a 5-yard gain, and that's what we saw to start the game, Kevin.
Yeah, it would be a very steep hill for St. Joe to climb if they give up another 6 here.
2nd and 5 from the 20 of the Bloodhounds. Reese Sampaio, the quarterback. Looks to the sidelines on this 2nd down play. Sampaio drops back, and then he's going to pitch it left side. Containment's there. Strong running, but extra help comes, and the play goes for nothing.
Yikes, that contact so hard. De La Garza lost his helmet. Thankfully, he's okay. He was able to get back up on his feet.
No gain on the play, brings up 3rd and 5. Clock running, 8:30. 3 and some change on this 3rd down play for Brownsville veterans. Sampaio appears to be changing up the play at the line of scrimmage. The clock is down to 10 on the play clock. Man in motion, turns, hands it off. He keeps it. Man brought down. Man, that was such a good ball fake, Kevin. I wasn't certain. Sampaio kept it.
Yeah, you need a very, very intelligent quarterback when it comes to X's and O's, because he's got to read it.
And that was short of 1st down yardage. So now it's 4th down for Brownsville veterans. 4th and 3, they'll go for it. Pitch out, right side. And a 1st down and more as Montoya on the run. Gets down around the 10.
Around the right side.
Yeah, to me, Montoya's had the hot hand all night for veterans.
And he came in and spelled at quarterback for a couple of drives, including one that resulted in a touchdown. And now he's one of the key carriers of the ball. Handoff up the middle. Big hole opens up right down central. That's a touchdown. Martinez.
11-yard run by number 30, Jaime Martinez.
And what Brownsville veteran had hoped would happen has to start this 2nd half. They're up 32-7.
And then some, because their defense, they come up with a stop on 4th down, and then they get a gift. They started this drive at the 40.
Now 335 yards of offense for Brownsville veterans, 281 of that on the ground. And the extra point is boom this time, up and through the uprights and good. 33-7. Brownsville veterans on top. Kickoff coming up.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and/or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student, ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Back here on Real Sports Live, as you see the Brownsville Veterans Chargers gathered around. They did what they needed to do to start this game, punching up a 19-0 lead early in the 1st quarter, and now a stop and a score. And the lead back comfortably now at 26 as they kick off to Brownsville St. Joseph here in the 3rd quarter. Another booming kick, and some energy has gotten the kicker's leg after missing a couple of extra points. Roman Reyna showing off a bit.
No, I don't think anyone on either side expected a blowout.
Expected a close game. I just knew it was going to be physical, and it has been. So it's early in the 3rd quarter, 7:25 to go, but down 26. Far too early to start talking about, do you look for some moral victories, because neither coach will tell you they want a moral victory at all. They want to execute and get some things done. St. Joseph with the ball. Man in motion. Gallegos going to keep it. Runs left side, right up the middle. And that's good for 9 yards.
Keeping it up the middle, stopped by 24 Trio.
Takes it near the 34-yard. Well, that's enough for a first down. Good spot.
The youngest coach on Tino's staff is Liam Longoria. He was, of course, a former Brownsville Veterans quarterback. just an FYI on how tight-knit these two communities are.
First down play here. Looking to throw. Gallegos over the mid. Oh, what a catch! There's a highlight reel. Lucas Cristiano. Look at that on the replay, Kevin.
22-yard reception to the 33.
See if we catch that.
Vidaldi around the left side.
Great catch there by Cristiano. Meanwhile, a running play by St. Joseph. Took a little longer to develop into that replay. My apologies, my friends. It's brought to you by Josh Moody Loans, one of our marketing partners. 2nd and 4 for St. Joseph. They'll run it to the 35 of Brownsville Veterans.
Well, let's hope he's okay. He did come off limping.
Third down play for Gallegos and the Bloodhounds. They'll get a first down. Ducking their head down to the 33-yard line is Vidaldi. Suddenly he's getting a bunch of carries.
Down to the Bloodhounds.
60 yards on the night on the ground for Vidaldi. St. Joe from the 34 of the Brownsville Veterans Chargers. Gallegos calls his own number. Strides forward, gains 7 more.
Gallegos stopped by Chavez, number 34.
Whistle blows as well.
Penalty flag on the play.
I think they call offsides on the defense, a preliminary call. We'll see if that stands. That's the call. Jason Starkey, one of the most animated assistant coaches you'll find anywhere.
Yeah.
He was an animated head coach as well. Don't kid yourself.
Animated head coach, animated player at Marshall. With the Cardinals, they called him the Rook. So they ain't calling that for nothing.
Bloodhounds at the 28-yard line.
So still a first down for Brownsville St. Joseph. Now it's 1st and 5. We're in the third quarter, empty backfield for Gallegos. 4 receivers on the right side of the field for St. Joseph. Gallegos will roll that way, fell down.
Gallegos rolled down at the 37.
And you look downfield, Kevin, there were 4 receivers, but all 4 were covered had he got there. I'm not sure he had anybody downfield.
Yeah, he just slipped.
Got to give credit to this Brownsville Veterans secondary. Yes, they've given up some big plays, but when they needed to, they have just blanketed these receivers in coverage. Gallegos going to run this time, runs through a couple tackles and more. He's on his horse, inside the 20. He may go. Touchdown, Gallegos, 33 yards.
Wow. You talk about some smelling salt. I mean, Gallegos just trucked more than one Charger defender to get to the end zone. That was an impressive run, but there's an injured Bloodhound.
Injured Bloodhound, and they haven't moved the chains yet. I didn't see a flag.
It's Diego de la Cruz. You know, I hope he's okay because St. Joe cannot afford to lose him.
He is that big body that we were so impressed with in the early games.
Sophomore. I walked past him in the locker room with his shoulder pads on. I'm barely up to his elbow.
Yep. They already
He's a big kid.
They already had one lineman they lost early in with the preseason.
Right.
And this is one of their key guys. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be looking at an extra point. Football's already spotted to the extra point, but all eyes right now on the Bloodhounds and the injury on the field. Back after this. Back here, must have been a cramp, Kevin, because he got up and ran out the field. Excuse me. 4:39 to go here in this third quarter of play. Brownsville St. Joseph has responded with a touchdown. Each team has scored now here in the second half. And there's three enemies right now facing Brownsville St. Joseph. One, the score. Second, the clock. And third, Brownsville Veterans executing. Timeout was called on the field. We'll get that extra point after this.
For quality care, contact Mesquite Home Health and Attendant Services today. In Brownsville at 594 Jose Marti Boulevard. Call today, 956-361-5558.
We here at Mesquite want to wish all local athletes good luck in today's game.
We're the Edinburgh Lady Bobcats, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Woo!
Hi, I'm Rollo Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
New York Life, one of our marketing partners. We hope they return. They're due to renew. I need to give Roel a call. He's been with us 2 years. If you want to be a marketing partner here on Real Sports Live, we got some exciting things that we're about to be uncovering. Gallegos hands it off on a double reverse for the 2-point conversion. Now they'll throw out of it, and it's good. Well, 2-point conversion. Not a conventional way by any stretch. Look at that on the South Padre replay. It's not often you use an extra point. But Kevin, draw this one up, if you will.
Looks like that old Philly special, just a reverse pass. But Del Pozo has the awareness to just fake the run, step back, and hit Cristiano in the back of the end zone. That old Philly special.
18-point game, 4:39 to go in the third quarter. If you're St. Joe, you've tried a couple onside kicks, Kevin. Do you dial them up again?
Now it's better. Look how Veterans is lined up.
Fully expecting it.
Fully expected. I think you you got a smidge of momentum, right? So just kick it off and let's let your defense make a play. But Veterans is fully expecting an onside kick.
There's 9 men from the 40 to the 50. 2 men returning or expected return back at the 20. So any kind of kick at all is going to go past the return men. St. Joe on the kickoff. It is an onside kick, and it's fielded by Brownsville Veterans, and they'll have another short field to work with. I didn't keep count of it, Kevin, but it's at least the 6th that they've had near or inside St. Joe territory of the 50.
Right. That's why I'm not a coach, right? I fully expect them to just kick it off, but probability, St. Joe feels that they're going to get one eventually.
If you're just joining us, Brownsville Veterans scored 19 points out of the gate, and we're in a 19-0 lead early in the first quarter. That's stuck, despite each team scoring to close out the half. And each team has scored here in the third quarter. Brownsville Veterans, Sampaio going to throw. Looks, rifles it right side, underthrown, incomplete. For the first time, we saw real pressure coming up the middle from St. Joe's defense.
Yeah, well, that was Lucas Cristiano just off the edge, and he put up his hands, disrupted that pass route.
A, it's good pressure. B, Cristiano went down earlier. It's good to see him back in the game for St. Joseph.
From Sam Stadium tonight, fourth quarter score. Pace Vikings 14, Lions 14.
Running play this time, and a big yards churned up for Brownsville Veterans on a carry by a new guy, Eros Pineda, the sophomore.
Just fresh legs, and that's what this wishbone nasty slot. That's what it'll do to you.
First down for Brownsville Veterans. Again, they in control of the lead. And when you got your hands on the football and can run, you're in control of the clock. 4:15 and counting. Sampaio takes a snap, hands it off. This time that's stuffed, and it will go for nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4 Bloodhounds were there, led by Jonah Gomez, the sophomore, right up the middle. 2nd and 10 coming up. All right, he's here watching, Tony Villarreal. What's he thinking about this Brownsville Veterans team? You've seen PI, you've seen Brownsville Veterans twice now.
He's looking probably at a mirror. Only that Tony I counted 8 different running backs.
3:38 to go. Pitch back, left side. This time they develop some blocks. Brownsville St. Joseph strings a play out of bounds.
You see what excites me about that matchup is that, you know, the size that PI brings. That was one of the things that just popped out to you when you saw them, was that they got size up front, and then out of their backfield, like I said, they used 7 different guys, headlined by Cross Martinez and Rudy Barrera. I mean, those are 2 guys that can really get it for PI.
Brownsville St. Joseph now over 300 yards of rushing offense here tonight. Face a 3rd and 7. Sampaio hands it off. Great ball fake that time, and that should be enough for a first down on a carry by Jay Valdez.
Yeah, they just faked the end around, handed it off.
23-yard line.
Clock moving. Ball moving. Inside St. Joe's 25, Brownsville Veterans. They haven't turned it over. They look nearly unstoppable. They have been stopped a couple of times, but this team has shown they can move the ball on a consistent basis. This time St. Joe is there to wrap up. Pineda again.
There's Miguel Contreras.
2nd and 7.
Second down and 7. Go under the 2-minute mark here momentarily. Here in the 3rd quarter. Defense nearly jumps. 16 on the play clock. Sampaio says, let's take a look over the sidelines. Lets the clock run. Now they're waiting that play clock to get under 5, and it does. And he takes a snap. Up the middle, left side, diving inside the 10. 1st and goal coming up.
You've seen a lot of downhill running. I mean, see, the thing with these running backs, whether it's Valdez, whether it's Chavez, or even Montoya, they all look for contact.
And now Pineda, who's got 35 yards.
Yeah, and these guys look for contact, and usually you get a guy who's going to try and use his moves and get around you.
And you're right. This is like a Tony Villarreal offense where it's like, I'm going to have 8 guys, and whoever's the hot guy is going to run the football. And he's going to run it for a while. Handoff again. This time the man's tripped up on a goal-to-goal situation. That's another carry by Pineda. 6 carries now, 38 yards, and all 6 coming here in this drive. Under a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. They have to take a snap. Can't let the clock run all the way out. Sampaio, though, is in no hurry on this 2nd and goal. Still at 10 on the play clock. Appears to be changing the play at the line of scrimmage as well. Now under center at 5. Handoff, left side. And the push down to around the 1.
Fumble.
And now a fumble, and St. Joe recovers.
Wow.
That's one of those, it turned into a rugby scrum. No whistle, ball still live, let's get it.
Well, the line judge, as quickly as he could, came in and threw the rosin bag that it was a fumble, and Escobedo was the one who picked it up. And again, you know, the turnover is just continuing to haunt Brownsville Veterans. That's 3 in this football game.
Brownsville St. Joseph. Well, on one side of the coin, you got the ball. Now, it's at your 1. You're 99 yards away. There's 9 seconds left here in the third quarter.
I mean, on the flip side, the only positive, excuse me, for veterans that they're pinned.
Oh, back of the 1. Gallegos wants to throw over the middle. That's tipped, nearly picked, incomplete.
Camarillo wants that one back.
He wanted that pick. They intercepted the first pass of the game by Ethan Gallegos. Gallegos has been limited to 10 of 22. 137 in the passing game unofficially. 281 yards of offense for St. Joe. 5 seconds left in the clock. They'll start the play. Gallegos gonna run, has some room, a lot of room. Gets out of bounds around the 15. And that'll take us to the fourth quarter. Each team scores in the third. That means it's still it's an 18-point game because of a 2-point conversion. Brownsville Veterans in control. They have been all night, my friends. Back after this.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
We're the Mission Lady Eagles and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
I love what I do. I really
love what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
Back here, we start the fourth quarter of play. 12 minutes on the clock. Well, if you were coming out of halftime and you're St. Joseph and you say we can come back down 19, there's still a fourth quarter, you're only down 18. So that's a big hill to climb. Right now it's first down from their own 15-yard line. This on the heels of recovering a fumble at their own 1. Gallegos wants to throw, has some time, steps up, stays on his feet, has some room, out across the 20, and he makes something out of nothing, gains 8.
You know, in the first scrimmage against Raymondville, when I saw this offense for the first time and I saw Gallegos, and it was ironic because I was with Luigi Cristiano, and I said, he can run. I said, no offense, Big Lou, but this guy can run, and that brings a whole dynamic to this St. Joe offense. And that's what you're seeing here tonight with Gallegos, and you've seen it through the first few weeks.
This time completed pass, that's enough for a first down, out across the 30.
Because there in the past, you know, Cristiano would have checked it down, gotten rid of it. It's been since Kai Money that St. Joe has had a running quarterback.
Catch was made by Andre Cristiano. He had a big catch in the first half. Enough for a first down. The chains move again for St. Joe. Gallegos chase this time. Makes 2 men miss. Now he delivers a pass, and it's caught. And out across the 40. How about the effort of Kiko De La Garza?
Yeah, that was just a great play by Gallegos, able to flush the pocket. And then he found Kiko open.
That's enough for a first down. The player's shaking up on the play. I believe that's cramping.
Did they give him the spot?
Well, the chains were moving. And now they backed him up. They said a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, I thought he looked about a yard shy on the original mark. But see, that's what I mean with Gallegos. He was able to extend that play.
Officials are looking over on the chain gang like, wait. It's not a first down. And up under his own power, yeah, that was defined as cramping. Kenny Davis makes his way to the sideline, the senior for Brownsville Veterans. He's one of those coverage guys. Has done a real nice job here tonight against, it's a 33-15 game, Kevin, but this Brownsville St. Joseph team is much, much better. If you're taking a sample of them saying, oh, they're not very good, yes, they are.
No, they are, and, you know, like I talked with Tino on Wednesday, that it's been a while since they've had this many weapons.
2nd and 1 for Gallegos. Clock starts. Blitz comes, they pick it up. Now he's hit, down he goes.
Yikes! That is, that's just bully ball right there.
It was Manny Lerma again.
Yeah, Hector Escobar. Escobar just got beat right off the snap.
Now you got another player cramping up for Brownsville veterans. And you know, Kevin, I said it was humid earlier, and we talked about it even before the game. We were inside in the air conditioning, and we're like, it's one of those nights where you could see cramping. And if you were a one-score game, you could be on the worrisome side of Brownsville veterans if guys are indeed cramping up with still 10:36 to go. But up 3 scores, you can breathe a little bit. St. Joe faces a 3rd down and 5 now after the sack. Gallegos swings it right-hand side. It's caught by Vidaldi. Up over a man. That's short of 1st down yardage. Brings up 4th down. That's how important that sack was. It was 2nd and 1, and now it's 4th and 4, near 5 yards to go.
Yeah, and Tino was giving his quarterback an earful. He was about all the way on the hash marks. You know, his offense is very complex. There's always a lot to learn. I know when I sit with him in team meetings, it goes over my head. Guys like him, Gilbert Leal, they speak their own language.
4th down play for St. Joseph.
That's
no
a free
flag.
Play.
It's a 1st down. Out across the 45. Do they throw a flag?
That's a free play. That's a 1st down. They got him to jump.
Either way, it's a carry out across the 45. An easy 11-yard gain.
It's got to be an offside against veterans. Yep.
St. Joe will decline the penalty. This drive started at their own 1. St. Joseph, the earlier drive when they scored their first time, was after forcing a fumble at the 5.
There's 9:41 at some point, because if you score and go for 2, it's a 10-point game. But I think if you're St. Joe, I think you gotta
hurry up.
Gotta hurry up a little bit.
And they've already used a timeout. If you have to look even that far down the line and you're scheming up ways, there's a lot that has to go wrong for Brownsville veterans. They are in control here, up 18. St. Joseph with the ball on a 1st down. Gallegos gonna run with it on the handoff. And there comes a penalty flag at the end of that, Kevin.
Yeah, that's gonna be a face mask.
What that'll do is that'll gift St. Joe in a couple of ways. It'll move the ball downfield, but it also will stop the clock after what would definitely have been a running clock after the tackle. So now you can get up and take a snap, and Bloodhounds moving the ball. This is another sustained drive.
So the offsides +5, then the face mask, that's +15.
Gallegos. Man in motion is El Pozo. Gallegos runs through a tackler, but he drags him down anyway and loses a yard. I'll call it a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. St. Joseph taking their time getting the play from the sidelines right now on the 2nd and 12 play. So this isn't the traditional hurry-up style that we can see out of a Tino Villarreal team at this point in time. High snap over Gallegos' head. It's a foot race. He'll get to it. Now can he get rid of it? Yes, and it's caught. All that for no gain.
I mean, that's probably as good as you could ask for St. Joe. They just dodged a bullet there.
You throw that ball away, it's an incomplete pass for no gain. You get the completion, and still it's 3rd and 12. Gallegos gets a better snap to work with. Has time. Now he's hit. Gets rid of the ball on the right side, or left side. Was there a man there?
Yeah, Starkey's pointing to Vidaldi.
There was a lineman over there. Vidaldi was like, That was close enough. Another 4th down for St. Joe's Bloodhounds.
4th down, Bloodhounds.
Brownsville Veterans is, now their fans come to life over there.
Well, they want
an intentional grounding.
Yeah.
St. Joseph had to call a timeout. 4th and 12 coming up. 33-15 the score. Brownsville Veterans on top. Back after this.
Traigo 100 kilos de ropa, lo que se me antoja, dinero en el banco. Muchas me andan criticando, pues traigo carrazos que como le hago. Tengo aseguro del bueno, pronto y flexible y sale barato. Es mi corrido humilde, que no se te olvide que me ando ahorrando.
Pregúntale a tu agente cómo ahorrar con Pronto, porque más barato, nadie.
We're the Valley View Lady Tigers and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy 1 barbacoa taco and get 1 free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
We are the Edinburgh North.
Back here after the timeout, Brownsville St. Joseph. That's their second, by the way, if you're counting those. Here in the 4th quarter with 8 minutes left. And they face a 4th and 12. Brownsville Veterans has made some stops on 4th down. Looking to make another. Here's a pass caught. No. Yep. Del Pozo won't get a 1st down on a tip. And Brownsville Veterans takes over on downs yet again. And that's a story, Kevin.
Yeah, just missed opportunities. St. Joe dodging a couple bullets and just unable to capitalize.
Coming up to the end of our game, we'll be giving our Economy Awards Player of the Game. Luke Faria Motors came back on as a sponsor, and we are happy to have them back on board. We did our show there. We'll be there again this next Wednesday. Invite you to come out and join us there. It's always neat when you have some fans and the atmosphere of the show live. They were our Player of the Game sponsor last year, and then when the opportunity knocked, Economy Awards is like, we'll up the ante. We want to be the sponsor, and we'll provide medals.
Which is very popular, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell a story after this. Brownsville Veterans ready. Pass play, looking. Sampaio wants a bundle. He's got a man. It's caught on the run and inside the 30.
You know, that's veterans just trying to put the nail in the coffin right there.
They went over the top, and for those such as Tony Villarreal is down there watching, if you wonder, can they throw the ball? There's an answer. 1st down for the Chargers from the St. Joe 26. Sampaio pitches it. And here comes Montoya. He's had a big night. Taken out of bounds. It's a good play by the defender. He could have thrown him out on a horse collar. Montoya's had a solid night. 74 yards, touchdown. Second down play for the Chargers. Sampaio gonna keep it, gonna take it. And he's down to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, Reese Sampaio again.
Another good run and a homecoming for Sampaio.
Well, Kevin, we're talking about our Economy Awards Player of the Game. 50 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 75 yards in the air, a touchdown. He's a candidate with 6:37 to go in this one.
Yeah, I had Montoya in the second half, but I mean Sampaio, I mean he has played extremely well, not only on the ground but through the air, and considering that this is not a passing team, he's a candidate for sure.
He's helped his team with 446 yards of offense. Injury on the field, extra point right after this.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
Back here at St. Joseph as we have 6:37 left here in the fourth quarter. I want to remind you our games right now are on social media platforms such as Facebook and YouTube. I always ask fans to share, like, follow. Our numbers are all the advertisers have to look at. How many people are following you? How many people are subscribing? And then ultimately how many people watch and how long they watch. New platforms are coming out very soon. That should be a game changer on what we're doing here in Rio Sports Live. Extra point for the Chargers is away and good. A 40 spot on a Friday night on the road for the Chargers. Kicking off after this.
ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, variadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy one barbacoa taco and get one free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
Back here as we get ready for the kickoff. Boy, I've said that a lot for Brownsville veterans as they put up 40 points on the road, leading by 25 here in the fourth quarter. And they'll kick it off here. Shorter kick, returnable this time by the Bloodhounds. Out across their 25. Good containment. And they'll drop him at the 30.
You know, this
Kevin,
was
let's break this down. Brownsville veterans joins in the upper echelon of the Class 5s around here.
Yeah, and coming into this year, you know, we didn't get to have that conversation too much because of the time and week one, but I had felt that 5A was ahead of the game this year, and for the first time in a long time. When you look at how good these teams are, how many, you know, just the depth of it. And right now, I'll say it, I think PSJ North is the number one. Edinburgh Vela, Mission Veterans, I know they're losing tonight. Brownsville Veterans and Sherryland. Those are my top five in the Class 5A right now. And I think with Brownsville Veterans, with the way they're playing tonight, I think it just sends a statement throughout their district and in Class 5A. I mean, this was a very impressive performance on the road, and just, I mean, the atmosphere that they're playing in here tonight. It was a playoff atmosphere, and these guys to be able to control their emotions and play the way they played, but it just slingshots them at the top of my list in Class 5A.
Bloodhounds keep it on the ground with a running play by J.P. Vidaldi.
And we're going to get that collision course. You know, Vela rolled last night. PSJ North was tested against United South at the SAC. People forget that that's a team that went 3 deep the last 2 years in United South. So that was a good road win for PSJ North. They open up district next week against Mac High. Can go on a limb and say PSJ North can take care of business there.
Pass is completed here to Del Pozo. It's 22 yards on the pitch and catch.
And then you have, like I said, that collision course with Vela and PSJ North on September 22nd.
And I want to give a shout out to PSJA, the school district, for allowing us to come in last night and broadcast from their stadium. That's hospitality at a supreme level there for that Los Fresnos game. I know the Vela fans wanted us to come in there. They do a terrific job of broadcasting there for their hometown fans. And I never, ever take away from what they do. But for them to allow us to come in as the visiting crew, it just shows that they are top-notch around the RGV and the areas that we cover. Gallegos calls his own number right up the middle. He's got some room. Across the 30 to the 25 to the 24-yard line. So Ethan Gallego not quitting here tonight.
You know, for St. Joe, they're going to have a bye week, so they're going to have some time to just step back, get healthy, and just kind of look at themselves in the mirror. And they'll be at Victoria St. Joseph 2 weeks from now to open up district play, so they'll have a road trip to start off their district. But I still think this is a very good football team. I think tonight, you know, early on, they just could. It's a penalty against veterans, but yeah. I just think they not to say that I don't think they underestimated them. It was just a whole tidal wave of just left hook, right hook, and it's just by the time St. Joe was able to get settled in, it was 19 points, you know, too late.
But never overcome that left hook that you talked about.
No, but I'm not, and I'm not taking anything away from Brownsville Veterans. I think they're a very good football team, and they are that physical.
Gallegos is ready after the penalty. That's a crossing pattern, and it's tipped and picked off by the Chargers. Oh, was it a touchdown? It was caught. Cristiano caught that, Kevin. Take that out of the highlight reel, but I'll show it. Look for sure that he didn't catch it. Let's see.
No, I don't think he did. I think he got knocked away.
No, that's an incomplete pass. Just a drop on the tip drill. So, second down for St. Joseph. They'll run it this time on the ground with Vidaldi. Short of first down yardage. Clock running. We're in the fourth quarter. Less than 4 remains. Those who are accustomed to watching our games understand that over-the-top television is where things are going, and our first landing spot will be Roku. That's been developed and tested, and in the background it's launched. And we are poised and ready to unveil a premium channel and more. Del Pozo with a catch, makes one man miss, makes another man miss, and he steps in for the touchdown.
9-yard pass reception by
Adrian Del Pozo, 4-6.
Yeah, next week's going to be a lot of fun. Brownsville Veterans, Port Isabel. 2 teams that love to run the football. And seeing what we're seeing now with Veterans.
They'll go for a 2-point conversion, loft a pass in traffic, and that is going to be incomplete. Go ahead, finish it off.
Seeing what I saw last week with PI, that is going to be a good football game. 5A and 4A, but it doesn't matter. It'll be a very good measuring stick against, you know, for them to play each other.
If they're both executing, that will be one of those stopwatch kind of games.
Well, yeah, like a couple years ago when McAllen Memorial would play Westlaco East. I mean, you get that game at 2 hours, maybe less if everything goes as planned.
It's going to be a coin toss on our game of the week next week, but right now it's leaning towards Brownsville Veterans at home against Port Isabel. Will be where we end up. There's another one, San Benito heading over to Mission Veterans. I know we got Mission Veterans later on, and we'll also have San Benito in our game of the week. We'll also have Port Isabel in our game of the week as they'll be taking on Raymondville. We've already got that one slotted.
That's going to be big too.
To be a big game. I wonder if Lyford hung on tonight.
They were up 6-0 last I checked, but For Mission Vets, that's going to be their first home game in 2 years at Tom Landry.
That's why we talked about it being our game of the week next week. Kickoff by the Bloodhounds. And a fair catch is made. Brownsville Veterans will take over with 3:24 to go, leading, get this, by 19.
It's been the magic number all night. Speaking of magic numbers, 16 for the Astros.
Uh-oh, it's down to that.
It's down to that.
Cardinals aren't
September.
near a magic number, but they're looking solid.
Oh, they're like 20 over.
Yeah.
They'll win the Central.
It's an Albert Pujols playing like he's 30.
I hope he gets 700. I am hoping he gets 700. He deserves it so much.
When you watch, and we're switching baseball here for just a second, folks.
We're good. We're good.
When you watched him play in Los Angeles, you knew he wasn't happy. And an unhappy player in professional sports doesn't normally produce. And so I know that there was such a downside to him being over there, and people thought, well, he wasn't what he thought he was, and his return to St. Louis has been just a breath of fresh air for him and for baseball.
Well, him and Yachty, it's his last year.
And Wainwright.
Waino, he hasn't mentioned anything, but
Nope.
he's pitching. He's just like Verlander. I think he's a year older at 40.
Yep.
He's pitched really well, and the Cardinals will win the Central, and they have the pitching with Montgomery and Waino. They can challenge the Dodgers. I still think the Mets are going to win the National League. DeGrom and Scherzer, that 1-2 punch.
1-2 punch, and they've got so much offense that you're not going to beat them 2-1, most likely.
Right.
First down play for Brownsville St. Joseph.
First and 10 Chargers at the 41.
Or check that for Brownsville Veterans. Chargers looked to score their last time out on the field. Let's see what they do here. They'll run it, and off to the races is Montoya again. And he's not stopped before he gains 20. Montoya heard you talking about, we had him slated for player of the game. And we did say it. If he scores another touchdown, he's probably going to get it. In at quarterback right now. Under center on a first down play. Totes it again. This time stopped after a 2-yard gain. But the clock running. Talked about moral victories. I don't think you talk about moral victories here, but what do you take from this from a Tino Villarreal perspective, Kevin? You know you got a bye week, but you wanted to win this game.
You want it, absolutely. You wanted to win this game, but like I said, I think this is a good game to where you can just stop and look at yourself in the mirror, and it can be a humbling a football game for St. Joe, and clean up a lot of things. Offensively, I felt they looked a lot scattered is the word I used in those first couple of possessions. Not that the moment was too big for them, but just they control the emotions a little better and just not to press and let the game just come to you. I think that was my take. We've seen his teams, you and I, through the years, and they usually come out level-headed, but I think they just try to do too much early and put them in that hole.
Third down play here as the clock running, under 2 minutes to go. And they'll run it again. That's short of first down yardage by about a yard. Another carry by Eros Pineda. He's had a lot of work here in the second half.
Well, Lyford snapped the 6-game skid in the Cotton Bowl. 14-0. That game a final.
Fourth down for Veterans. They'll run it with Pineda. He's got a first down. Inside the 27. And if they don't want to take a snap, they don't have to. They can take a couple of knees, and this is over. Brownsville Veterans on the road. Took a 19-point lead, and that stuck. It went up, it went down. It was the number we were staring at since about 6 minutes into this play. Another carry for Montoya. Look at him on his feet, down to around the 3. That's 22 more yards for Montoya. All right, 118 yards on the ground. Montoya, touchdown. I'll give it to him if you want to. He also directed a touchdown drive.
He did.
He was consistent all night. It's him or Sampaio. We'll flip a coin if you want, but well, they have to take another snap. All right, if he scores, he gets it.
Fair enough.
He'll pitch it. Ball carrier driven out of bounds. They'll keep it running. They don't have to take a snap now. And the question is, does Brownsville Veterans want to put more points on the board? They did.
No.
Or is that it? That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Final score here tonight. Brownsville Veterans wins it 40-21. We'll give our player of the game to Michael Montoya. Heads-up play, came in and ran a quarterback, ran consistently, was a threat all night, all the way down to the final play. And congratulations, he's our player of the game. Kevin, final thoughts as we'll wrap it up, and we'll have to get down here and get the interviews.
A lot of traffic, but no, I'm just really impressed with Brownsville Veterans. For me, they're easily in the top 5 in Class 5A. They're physical, they do things right. Just clean up the turnovers. You clean up those turnovers, and I think they're going to be a very good football team. They're only going to get better. St. Joe, again, this is a reflection game. It's going to be time to look in the mirror. It's going to be a long 2 weeks for Brownsville St. Joe football. And you know Tino as well as I do, they're going to right the wrongs. They're going to get ready for district. They got plenty of weapons. There's still plenty of upside, but a lot of things that St. Joe needs to clean up.
That's Kevin Naro. I'm Joe Bowling. That's going to wrap it up. Final score here, Brownsville Veterans wins at 40-21. Our Pronto Insurance Game of the Week here in week 3, and we'll be at Brownsville Veterans next week, or Mission Veterans, or maybe we'll have 2. No, we'll have 1. It'll be one of those 2. Hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Till next time, so long.